That's what I was opening up Twitch for. Are you streaming on Twitch or YouTube? YouTube, gotcha. Okay. All right, CRYP. So you can actually link my YouTube, and I'd love people to follow me on YouTube. It's Coach Frosty Gaming. But it's just twitch.tv/Coach Frosty. They just got to search Coach Frosty. And yours, is it the MI underscore, right? That's why I couldn't find it. My bad. CRY. PICLZ. Oh, there's no A there too. Wait. I'm guessing the YouTube part isn't there. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Now you're totally good. What I'm going to do is this. Copy. MICYPTICBLZE on YouTube. Exclamation coach. Follow. All right. I need to just copy and paste this. Why in the world am I literally typing this out every single time? If I had those answers, shoot. Audience, everyone, yes. Bum, 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 bum. And I can actually, let's do a dual stream on from my side, and then I just need to update one thing. Cloudbot, timers, co-stream, where's co-stream one? Coaching. Oh, I don't have one. We'll add a new timer. I have been doing this now for 3.5 years. I can teach you quite a lot. I only know what I know, but I can teach you what I can. I'm not like gonna call myself an expert or anything. I've self-taught, but I've learned quite a bit. Co-stream. All right, so are you looking for something to edit the clips, or are you looking for something to record clips? On OBS, there's this thing that's called a relay. Or a replay, you can actually get that going, and that you can actually save replays, which is the same thing as saving a clip, and it's going to be in much better quality, and I'll show you how to do that sometime. And you run it while you're streaming. But yeah, you'll see it's actually on, should be in your options, like the fourth one down, you'll see what that's what that does. I can explain all that one day. We're going to focus on Apex today, right? Or we can do whatever, honestly. It's what you wish for the coaching. But the coaching would be best just because I really want to get you in this. Live coaching, MI cryptic plays, control V. There we go, YouTube. There's your link. Save. It's going to be popping up every 5 minutes. And in case. Copy. Commands, add command. There should be co-stream. Where's co-stream? There it is. Paste. Confirm. Bet. And then ReStream.io. So ReStream.io is one thing you might want to write this down. ReStream.io is a service that you can use to stream to multiple platforms at once. So I can stream to YouTube and Twitch all at the same time from one OBS. And it doesn't increase the CPU usage on my thing. It actually takes my stream and it repeats it on another thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Speaking of multi-streaming, did you hear about Ninja?
He's on TikTok now too.
He's on everything.
Dude, his whole "I gotta get off, I can't take it" was such a mark. Everyone who's a streamer knew that was a market. Like, Ninja, what the fuck are you doing? It caught our interest though. It made us all go, okay, what are you doing? What's the marketing stunt for? Like, it was the most obvious one ever. So what are you doing it for?
Exactly.
Bro, he is all over TikTok now. He was all over my For You page. It was actually hilarious. Ba-dum-bum. I'm on Discord, that's what. I'm looking at Discord as if it's OBS. I'm like, why does none of this look familiar? Why can't I find my my settings? Oh. What in the world, OBS? Are you okay?
Yeah,
Here we go.
was it when fucking Ninja has needed to do something to get back to like the glory that he needed? Like, obviously, he's still a super popular streamer because the second he did that, I saw like 400 videos about him, and but it's just like he needed something to try and get back to his glory days, and I think this is a little bit of a stunt for that because he just after he went to what was I Mixer after he went to Mixer and then came back to Twitch, he just never got back the backing that he used to have.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, what is my password?
That's crazy that I do anything. That's why I'm not even streaming on Twitch. I'm doing YouTube because it's like if I do grow any kind of following, I don't want Twitch taking 70% of my fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm trying to move over slowly but surely. It's just hard to keep posting and everything. I have entered my password. I know I have.
What bitrate do you run?
6,000.
Okay, I'm at 6.4.
Or yeah, it's whatever, it's 6,128 or whatever it is for audio, or 6,320, but 6,000 base, the basic. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Am I just being dumb here?
If I could, Bro could just change his settings to say that to modify his colorblind mode on the stream.
Why can't I get in? I can't get in my account. It's my phone. I'm just texting myself. I'm changing my password. I don't know why, but it's like messed up. I don't know how I forgot my password, but what I'm doing wrong.
I forget my password all the time. It's gotten to the point where I just use the Google generated ones and I change it when I forget them.
Okay. I swear to God, if it does the thing, the infamous thing right now, don't you do. I swear. Here we go. Okay, it's good. Bro, I was about to lose my brain. Oh. I was gonna, you know, the thing where it's like your password can't be the same as your old password.
Yeah.
I was about to like. How many new sodas did I open?
She just feels kind of cold, so maybe.
You're good. Love you. For Gucci there. It's me. Okay. Sorry for that small delay. Oh, are you here? Did I get kicked out? No, we're good. Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, no, you're here. I just muted myself. I was watching a YouTube video, and then I realized I can't change my OBS settings while I'm streaming.
Michael. Okay, this live coaching.
What RP do I need before I finally hit diamond?
I'm pretty sure I only need chat, which means I can just put you right here. By the way, so if you see, whenever you log in, if those docs that pop up, if you want to be able to look at your Twitch chat and stuff through OBS, those docs you can actually slide to the left and right of where your image of your screen is, and you can add them to the OBS screen.
I actually have that already up. I don't want it on the top.
All right, co-stream. Everything's bueno. The only thing that doesn't have your name directly in it is YouTube. It just says Coach Frosty live stream. That's because it's YouTube. All right, restream is up. I'm gonna exit out of there.
Are you gonna co-stream on TikTok as well?
Negative. I don't have permission yet. I don't have a stream key. I can only use my phone. Which is funny because I can use Streamlabs from my phone, but yeah, it's just a pain. I can't do it right now though.
Okay. What I heard is everything's just being consistent.
I'd love to be able to co-stream on 3 different platforms, bro. That'd be awesome.
What's your second one?
Right now I have YouTube and Twitch up.
Oh, okay.
There's X on that. Bum, bum, ba, da, da, ba. And let's log into this account.
Yeah, I'm pretty good for. As you know, I'm pretty good friends with Rod Nose, and so like a lot of what I've learned about just like the basis of streaming has come from him. But he streams like fucking 4 hours.
What?
Huh. I said a lot of what I've learned about streaming has come from Ral Nose.
Who's Law-nitis?
Ral Nose.
Oh, Rao knows. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have not searched that person up yet. Sorry.
Oh wow. He's probably, I think he's the #1 Apex streamer on TikTok right now. And he was on YouTube and Twitch for the longest, but then he switched from Twitch to YouTube because Twitch was taking so much of his money. And then he just realized that he's like, I'm making the majority of my money from my YouTube videos. So he's like, I might as well just switch over to TikTok where I can reach a larger following. and just have them all come over to my YouTube. So he stopped streaming on YouTube and only streams on Twitch on Sundays, and then on TikTok during the week. And yeah, so I was like, he's like, I reach a bigger following because I make all my money off of my YouTube videos, so might as well go live on TikTok and reach more people. Do you pay attention to any of the Apex drama?
I just did my hair. Guy looks interesting. I know a lot of people though with his following, so I don't know. People, streamers are streamers.
Yeah.
What matters to me is rank, skill, and experience. Now, what we're gonna do though today is coaching. I need your fine friend and I. So with coaching, one thing to be clear is that we are going to go into 100% in the Coach Frosty style. Now, the Coach Frosty style means earlier you mentioned that like, oh, you'll learn from me, I'll learn from you. I don't really too much want to look into working on me at all. We're not really focused on me, and that's not going to be the point of this. The whole point of this stream is going to be focused on your playstyle and trying to improve you. I'm going to do a lot of things that are going to be wonky, or I'm not even going to be paying attention. And honestly, I can't play and try to coach at the same time. That's above my skill set. So please, let's try to focus on you. And then everything, of course, we're always down to discuss it. But I am going to be using all of my experience. I know my experience, let alone A, comes from the Navy and everything. And you know that nukes engineers were, the brainiacs of the brainiacs. But also combined with that, I also have the fact that I was top 100 on PUBG, and I've been grinding for over 25 years of every video game since literally Battleship, reaching the top ranks. Predator 3 times on Apex, top 100 in the world over on PUBG. I played every single Call of Duty. I was top 0.1% on Battle Royales and Warzone there for a while. Like, I've reached my point, so I'm going to use all that experience and everything I can to try to basically improve you to the best of your ability. I don't want to turn you into anything or anyone. So I don't, anything like imagine like, oh, like Asu or like this. I don't want to use references like that. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to what you like to do, whatever your personality is. If you like to be W key, we're going to W key, but we're going to make you the best version of W key. And I'm going to try to use all my experience I can to try to turn you into that. Now, as well, we are going to go over a little sheet, and I'll send you this sheet. Do you want to see it beforehand? What I'm going to be looking at this whole time?
Yeah, that works fine. I'm literally at your disposal. No, that sounds really kinky, but
whoa.
I'm at your disposal because you are officially my coach at this moment in time. So I will listen to you full-heartedly. And
let's do this. And whoa. I say your friend request there on Apex. It's don't shoot, let's be friends. This is my wife's account. We're using my wife's account because of the fact of how bad my account currently is, and I ranked up more, so I know that I'm not in low-level lobbies right now, and I want to be able to at least try to give you a chance to work some people over. Not Smurf, but like, Yeah. All right, let's see here. I also want to pull up, so I'm going to have my stream here. I want to pull up your stream, YouTube. And then I also need to send you a copy of this DMC there. Coaching session, the link. Hold on a second. Let's double check. Let's double check what I need. I have mislabeled things before, so I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Solid state coaching session, which also I need to make you a new student folder here. New folder, MI_. See, why? I'm gonna never forget your name at this point. Boom. All right. Coaching session blank. Yeah, that's it. Okay, sweet. So this is a PDF copy of basically what I'm gonna be looking at, and what I'm gonna be writing down is everything that you see on there.
Okay.
I'm going to be going over things such as we're gonna go over your settings. We're gonna try to get your settings memorized, and once we have them, that way you can always base off them. You'll have it written down. But I'm gonna go over your goals that we want to go over, and then every goal that we have, I'm gonna find things that can be improved to go reach towards that goal. And then as well, the very bottom, I'm gonna create a training plan based off either the things that can be improved and things that I think need to be your main focus to improve upon. Now, the training plan is gonna literally it's gonna be like homework PT. It's just going to be like that. It's going to be literally, I'm going to send you into lobbies with missions, and you're just going to try to play the game style in that particular way as much as you can, and it's going to hopefully create the new habit or work out that kink. You're going to learn some new skill set by that way, because I don't want to take, we can't literally spend the hours that it would take to improve. That takes grinding and hard work.
All right. I'm checking the game. It's not that.
Here.
I just turned it off.
Yeah, we're on that. I'm going to... I can also just mute you.
I'm gonna jump in the restroom real quick, just because in 20 minutes I hit there and I have to pee.
All right, use the restroom real quick. Do your thing. We are live and we're ready to go, and you are, bro. Your stream chat. Da 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 da. There we go. And then. See, what? Oh,
all right. And I am ready to go. Just because I see your sheet here, I can walk you through my settings real quick. I play.
No. So we're gonna double check and make sure that you have it right.
Oh, okay.
Those settings. We'll write down your settings. Well, I do need them, but when we jump into the firing range. Speaking of which, are you party leader or am I? How did I lose party leader? Did you invite me?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm in fire leader. There we go. That works too. Oh. Invite sent.
I just left and rejoined you.
It works.
I don't think this game allows you to just give someone party leader.
If you go into your, I think it's no. There was a way. There used to be a way. I'll remember it. Hold on.
Oh, it led into a game.
What? This is not the firing range. Oh well. Well, let's get a warm up in. Let's get a feel for the lobbies today. How we're gonna be playing.
Let's see.
Dude, I was playing late night ESO last night. It was so much fun.
I was aim training at 46 CM, so we're gonna see how it feels. Switch back to 32.
Do what you need.
I'm currently trying to work out hand speed so I can get a little bit faster and a little bit more adjusted to using my mouse faster.
That's gonna help. As the big thing is making sure that you have your settings and you're not trying to run somebody else's and compensating. Because a big thing is you see a lot of the flicks that I do.
Get ready to stitch 'em up.
I don't move my hand very much.
Revolutionary. It ain't revolutionary.
My arm does not go flapping around. I actually keep my wrist like right here, like right in front of my, like barely moving. I'll show you. What I want you to do is I want you to get comfortable the way your hand naturally moves, and what we're gonna do is find the settings that actually fit your, that get you to do what you want to do with your natural movements, so that way you're not straining yourself.
Bloody boo, ya hooligans.
Oh, I was like, oh, this guy yeeted us right into the middle. Let's go.
You still don't warm up. I hate this map for warming up. But
yeah, the big thing about this map is that it's actually based on speed.
It's on what? I'm sorry.
It's based upon PvE.
There we go.
Take fire! I broke an enemy shield.
I'm coming your way.
Third party! They're trying to corner us! They got me! Tango near me!
I did not see Foxy, but I got Watson.
Enemy being revived!
Alright. Now hopefully we'll go right into the firing range.
Right.
Oh, that's why things look funky, because I'm on just chatting still.
I just have all my settings preset in the profile files. So even if I do want to change my graphics, I can't.
Your graphics.
I use the profile configs and I just set all my settings in there. And so I can't change them in game. I have to go into the file itself in order to change them, so then the game can't screw me over.
Wait, your game, like your mouse and keyboard settings?
No, my graphics settings.
Got you. Oh, well. Yeah, that's fine. Main game, properties. Why is it?
The only time I'll ever change my mouse and
That's
key
fine.
settings is once I officially settle on a sense, and then I'll get a clear sense written into the files. Because you can go, I think you can do 4 decimal points in the settings, but you can't do it in game.
Alright, so Emma underscore. I'm gonna start filling out this sheet here. TICBLCE. Bam! And this is session number 1. Today's date is 9/9. Alright, now, as we start off course, let's start with that very first section. Remember the tell me about yourself? We were talking about it a little bit when we first met the other day. Tell me more about your gaming experience. What other games have you played? What's some ranks you've achieved that you think, are pretty high standing? And what are, what are you trying to achieve here? What's your main goal? Like, is there like a set goal in mind, a rank that you're trying to achieve or anything like that?
Currently going for Masters, but I also want to get more consistent in being able to play with a lot of my friends who are at a much higher level than I am. And it just feels like I'm getting outclassed every time I try playing with them, so.
Got you. And again, tell me about yourself. What other video games have you played? Tell me about your history. What's your video game knowledge, my man?
Started out on Xbox originally, was a huge Battlefield 4 fan. That's a game I started off on when it came to the FPS genre. At least when I started playing where I had intentions of getting better. I loved quickscoping on Battlefield 4. Probably one of my favorite aspects of that game. And then I eventually joined the army, and I played Apex and on Xbox for probably about 2 months back in Season 0, and then I quit the game, and then Fortnite for about 1,000 hours. And then COD for I don't even know how long, nothing notable on any of those. Then got my first PC. I started out on Fortnite. I loved the game, but I was never good at it on PC, so then I picked up Apex. And then I've been playing Apex for 5,000 hours now.
You have 5,000 total?
Yeah.
And you said last time you only reached Diamond, right?
Yes, Diamond 2 is my max.
But your average is sitting about Plat 1?
Yes.
Sweet sauce?
Say again?
I said sweet sauce, like that good delicious sauce that you want. You rub it all over your nuggets. The sweet sauce. It's not honey sauce. It's sweet sauce. Do you know that that's not actual honey? I didn't believe it at first either. Yep. If you ever buy McChicken nuggets, like they're getting McNuggets and the honey, it's not real honey. It's honey sauce. It's a different thing.
Well, I'm mildly confused by that statement, but I'm just going to accept it as the truth.
It's so it's like apparently they mix it with something, they dilute it, but it's like honey and like water or like sugar water or something.
Okay.
That's why it tastes different than regular honey. I call it sweet sauce just as like a joke. Plus I was like say thanks sauce, awesome sauce, boom sauce, all the sauces. All right.
Great.
So right now you've played Battlefield a big time. You love the quickscope and other battle royale experience. You have 5,000 hours on Apex, but you're diamond max. Now, how much of that is ranked though? How often did you play ranked of that 5,000?
I didn't touch ranked for probably the first 2,000 hours. Sorry,
Yeah,
first
okay.
1.5.
Awesome sauce. Okay, so I'm going to rush over a lot of the basics here for you.
Did it remove me from that lobby? I, like, for whatever reasons, it wouldn't let me change characters. Yeah, it did remove me from that lobby. I am in your lobby though, in game.
Give me one moment. You're gonna love this. I'm gonna send this to you as well. Discord. So this is actually clips from my panel. We're just gonna go over it, and you can tell me exactly where you want to stop or start. But this is a little. You know what? Nah. I'm overdoing it. I'm overdoing it. I'm doing too much. All right. Where'd you go?
That was what I was trying to tell you. It froze, and then it restarted my game for whatever reason whenever I tried to change characters. Ever since this new season, I've had this glitch. It happens from time to time. I'll just randomly get to the character selection screen, and then my game will just freeze and then restart.
Got you. Well, either way, we're going to go over basically a bunch of the basics, and I want you to let me know what you do know and what you don't. I'm going to try to go over as fast as I can. And this is just the basics of entering the game. Before you enter the game, you need to know a couple things, and it's basically how to use Apex and big parts about Apex. So, starting off, do you understand that every notch of a shield is only 25 damage? The increase in shield itself does not really change anything except for how much damage you can take. Headshot damage is reduced by the helmet you have. And everything that is gold has a special power attached to it. And therefore the max HP of a person with a full red shield is 125. The base HP is 150 with the white shield.
Tracking
every segment. Alright, bet. Every attachment, of course, has its ability where it can reload itself. Of course, there's skull pierce, stuff like that. That changes every season. When you are using your gun, every gun has a different total amount of damage, and this is very, very important. In fact, I'm going to even show this one particularly for TikTok, since they wanted to all yell about this, about the difference between an R99 and R301. Hitting someone that is moving or tracking, even with an empty clip, and this is a huge difference, the R99 alone with no mag, you're only hitting 163 damage. So if they have a blue shield, you cannot kill them with all body shots. If you have an R301, even with all body shots, you can kill someone with a red shield at 248 damage. That's a big difference. Every gun having different total damage per mag is going to change in every single fight. It's going to determine the difference. If you know that someone's rocking an R99, but you happen to have a gun that does way more damage, you can dodge just a couple bullets. You can actually finish a job with less bullets because your gun will do more damage. That's important to know. Just because kill speed is there isn't important if you can dodge the shots. After that, recoil is determined by what gun, of course, you choose. The difference between an R301 and Hemlock versus a alternator and flatline. A flatline has those two side hipfire reticles. That is meant to tell you that it goes directly left and right for the recoil. It has no vertical recoil whatsoever. If you grab a Hemlock or a R301, you see the 3 hipfire reticles. Those 3 hipfire reticles are actually pointing upwards to tell you that has a directly vertical recoil. It does not have a side to side. So your hipfire tells you what recoil you will have, including your hipfire recoil. Tracking this one, or is this one of those new ones? It's okay, Masters players don't even know this, you can say it.
I knew it. I just wanted to show that I thought you were watching my stream. I was hitting the target for 360.
Yeah. The reticle going directly left and right. Again, flatline, R301 goes directly up. Hipfire. L-Star goes in a circular pattern with the drum pattern, so on and so forth. Every PK and EVA has a different pattern where you shoot. Let's see.
Yeah, Hipfire is completely next to the ground.
Yes. The difference between a Nade and Arc Star. Arc Stars are meant to disable, and Nades are actually meant to damage. Nades can move a person if they deal damage to the health, so if you break the shield or their shield is already broken, you can actually make a person move. A Arc Star itself is not meant to disable, someone is meant to disable. You can use Arc Stars to disable several different things. If you throw it on top of a Gibraltar shield after 10 seconds, it'll drop inside the Gibraltar shield, stunning everyone inside. If you happen to throw it on a moving convoy or moving Trident, and it will actually pause and stun the Trident as well, and disable it so it cannot drive, and as well stun everyone inside the Trident. When you are trying to track and using a sniper and a long-range sniper, of course, the best way to track is just look at the reticle. The reticles themselves tell you how to aim. So if you grab yourself a Kraber and you look on the reticle, it'll show you on the horizontal X and Y axis the 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5, 9, 13, 17. That is meant to be 100 meters per notch. So if someone is at 500 meters away and he's running at full speed, you aim at the 5 and 5 in the caddy corner and you'll actually hit him at full speed and tracking. If you were aiming at someone standing still, directly line it up with not moving, and you will hit them perfectly in the head. Now that is, of course, you can easily determine several things and train with them on the hipfire with the 300 meter shot there and the 700 meter shot up there.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know that was 700 meters.
Have these things memorized, bro. I'm a coach. Alright, and that's all the basics of Apex. Every ability and legend is going to be different. However, the only difference that matters to legends besides abilities are such things as Fortify and Hitbox. There are smaller hitbox on legends such as Wraith. There are fortified hitboxes on legends such as Gibraltar and Caustic. Chubby Buddy. Chubby Buddy can take more damage. AE, when you hit him with an R99, he is going to even take less damage than he would if you were to shoot a Octane. So even if he has a white shield, you ain't gonna get him. I love me a Chubby Buddy. I love Gibby. I can't play him though. I'm not a good Gibby main. Everything tracked?
Tracking all.
Need a break?
No, I'm just drinking my water while I listen.
You are one of the few people who this will not be too overwhelming, mainly because you have actually been inside of a debrief before. So, like, when I'm going over this, it's very similar to a debrief. It's the best way to get things out, and I don't really know any other way. Let's be real. Alright, it looks like you know all your basic movement techniques, so basically everything is dependent on either a strafe, a jump, or a slide, and you just combine those to turn them into things. As I can tell, you're jumping around your tap strafing, which is combining a W key and forward movement to change momentum and direction. There are other things such as wall bounces, which is repelling yourself off a wall with full momentum using the jump mechanic before it actually gives you the negative of stalling. There is mounting and mount jumps as well as mantle jumps, which is basically running up to edges and using the jump technique as you crouch over it, which is a combined of a slide, and it'll actually launch you forward, so you do the momentum of a slide. There it goes. There. That was perfect. Man's over here displaying. Are you sure you need coaching, or sure you just don't want to be the coach's assistant? Like, so that was a perfect mantle jump there, like on time too. But that's a mantle jump. He's using the combination of the momentum of the slide with a jumping effect to actually leap himself in forward. There's zipline jumps, etc., so on and so forth. When it comes to guns, the 3x zooms in, of course, up to, I think, 3 times. You understand all that. It's all simple. You know how to flick. Let's go ahead and start with... Do you have any questions about the game that you've ever wondered?
Not currently.
Okay. Then let's jump real quick into your aim. When it comes to your aim, the best thing you want to do is you want to focus on 2 things. You want to jump on hipfire and ADS, right? And since you're on mouse and keyboard, we also can throw in DPI. Do you know what your DPI is?
1800.
Okay, are you comfortable with your DPI?
Yes.
Okay, for those who are not aware, the DPI is the direct, it's the dots per inch that actually your mouse covers, or direction points per inch that your mouse covers when it's moving left to right. It's also basically, you can sum it up and know it as your mouse sensitivity on your PC. For those who don't want to overcomplicate it, the DPI is when you go on your PC, change your mouse sensitivity, and you can change that to custom things, or you can use a mouse software and change it more minutely. I use the basic software by Windows, so mine is at an 8, which is equal to 800 DPI. His 1800, he's super fast. Now, DPI is the base setting that your mouse will move at in no matter what game. Every game, if you change your DPI, every game will change after that. So it's going to be your base layer. You're going to pyramid stack your settings. After your base layer, what you're going to work on in-game is your hipfire sensitivity. Whether it be on controller or it be on mouse and keyboard, your hipfire sensitivity is going to affect your ADS. So, let's start off with your hipfire. What I want you to do is, let's hold on over here.
Reposition here. Dropping my mark, in case they want to go toe-to-toe.
What I want you to do... Oh, I can't throw 2 of them. Go ahead and throw me a
Let's
hollow
reposition here.
right there on the corner where I'm standing, right here.
I don't have any equipped on him. Let's see if I have any equipped on her.
Hold up, so there's someone stream sniping. Nope, right here. On me. That's about lined up, perfect. Awesome. What I need you to do is you're going to stand, do you have hit marks on?
Might have heavy ammo.
Right there in the middle. Okay. About right where I'm standing. You're going to be standing in between the 2 markers, so they are on your left and right. In a tactical and battle situation, the most you will ever need to turn is 180 degrees. So what you need to be able to do is 180 degrees as fast and accurate as possible. What we are going to do is in one small, whatever is the most comfortable movement. If you need to close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. I need you to start on the hollow. Let's go ahead and pick your hollow over there. I'm going to start there, and in one movement, don't adjust. Try to land on me.
Let's go this way.
What we're looking for is what's called the rope and pull method. What I'm looking for is if you are going to oversnap and you have to adjust it back kind of like it's on a rope, or whether or not you are on a pole and you're landing exactly where you need to be. If you're dragging it behind and landing short as well, of course, that's going to be something we're going to need to adjust. However, you're looking like you're snapping. So, I don't want you to try to force yourself to your settings. Try to be as natural as possible. Go ahead and snap to where this Nessie's at. Alright, and go ahead and snap back. Alright, so chat, do you see how when she snapped, damn it, Watson, you're messing with me. See when he's snapping here, he actually looks about a quarter past me. He's looking about right here, you can tell on my screen. This is why I like to do the coaching, because I can see it face to face. I can see when they're adjusting even when they can't tell. So when his gun snaps just to about right here and he pulls it back down, that's telling me that it's actually a hair too high on this hipfire. So what I want you to do, what's your current hipfire at, mouse sensitivity?
7. 8, sorry.
It's at 8? 8.0?
0.8.
Oh, 0.8. Okay. Let's go ahead and adjust that down to 0.7. And let's go ahead and try the same thing. I want you to start at the skull and try to snap to me in one even movement. What would feel like a natural movement? Take a deep breath if you need.
Sorry, the way this thing doesn't like me using backspace for whatever reason.
Sorry.
Why? Why can't I backspace? I hate it. I thoroughly hate this game sometimes.
Alright, there we go. Now you're not adjusting as much, however, it still looks a little shaky. It almost looks like you're hesitant. Do you feel like you're restraining yourself too much?
I'm on a glass pad, so I have to flick back whenever, unless I can see where I'm landing at. I'm on a sky pad.
Oh, you use a pin?
No, I have a sky pad. Sky pad 3.0.
I'm gonna Google it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna guess it's a fancy version of a mouse pad.
It's one of them.
Okay, 2.0. Oh, okay, yeah, super. Ooh, damn. Alright. So, if you're feeling like you have to adjust it too much, I want you to honestly try to reduce it even more. Let's see what 0.6 looks like. if your sky pad is actually slippery, we can adjust to that so you don't have to fight the sky pad. I want everything to be natural so you feel comfortable.
I have to flick way harder, Jesus Christ.
Is it harder to do?
It's just slower, so I have to think about how hard I'm flicking.
You're not actually
does.
over adjusting as much. Are you overextending your arm though?
I have a full swipe. That's.
And are you meaning to go full swipe? Are you wanting to go full swipe for one 180?
Not particularly. I like to sit in a fine balance between arm and wrist.
All right, so let's go ahead and try to jump back to 0.7. Which one feels better to you, 0.7 or 0.8?
Honestly, I can play it either. I've trained out everything from 20 centimeters, which is 0.5, all the way up to 1.1, which is 46 centimeters.
Which is awesome. It makes you very versatile, but we want to find your exact. You can be specialized in every weapon all you want, but we need you to be an expert, just a sniper.
Well, it's that's one of the things.
Reference?
That's one of the things where it's just like I'm so familiar with all the sensitivities that it's like I can pick up any of them and be effective with them. I was playing arenas at 40 centimeters.
Oh yeah. And that's why we're trying to find that natural sensitivity, because it's going to help you in that long run, because when you're panicking, you don't want to have to worry about adjusting and controlling your aim, or little tricks you have to do to control your aim. You want everything to be able to be as natural as when you are in that field. I'll be honest, that's looking a lot better than 0.8. Is that 0.7?
It is.
On 0.8, you had a huge, and I can show you, can actually watch right here. It was this issue. It was, there it is. I can repeat it. Are you watching my gun?
Yeah.
You see the way that I have to snap back?
Yes.
It was that little movement. Now for me, I can't really do that because I have my right. But it's hard to reconnect, but that's basically what I was seeing, and we want to make sure we definitely get rid of that, because when you snap, you want to be exact. You want to hit those shots. It's going to help with the 180s, and it's going to help also with your movement entirely. Now, we have that set. The reason we start with that is because that will affect your ADS. The ADS is a multiplier. So once we have that, we go into ADS. The best thing for ADS, actually, they gave it to us, is Scout of Action. It's this bad boy right here.
Let's go this way.
What you want to do is the same thing as when you're shooting down the sight, you always try to stay within 90 degrees. So a 90-degree angle in front of you. If you ever imagine yourself, if you guys ever watched Naruto or anything like that, Neji had a 360-degree angle. You could see all around him. Imagine in front of you a 90-degree angle, like a little sliver of pizza. That's where you want to stay ADS. If you have to look outside of that 90 degrees, you don't want to be ADS. You want to try to use your hip fire, or you want to come out of your sight and look left, so you get a vision of, or a full view of all the environment. Now, when it comes to the Scout of Action is really awesome. All it is basically randomly put up shots. You have 60 seconds to shoot them. What we're going to look for is the same thing with front hip fire. I'm going to try to look for those over adjustments, and I'm going to try to basically find control and smoothness, and we're going to find that medium ground. The moment it hits too slow, you need to let me know. It's just like a IDOC, kind of like, you know, left and right, left and right. Is it one or is it two? Is it one? So that's what we're gonna do. Scout of Action is
check out this
whenever you're
area.
ready. I'm gonna watch right over your shoulder. Run this out.
Say again.
Run this out.
Oh, hey, PB.
New personal best.
Yeah.
What'd you hit?
93.
Nice. I was just watching on your stream too, and I was just confirming. Okay. So your hit fire was at, what did we put it at? 0.7?
So 0.7. If you want to
Okay.
look, these are what my settings look like currently.
And 1/800 DPI. Correct?
Correct.
And then ADS sensitivity. So you're doing per optic settings.
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Your general optic, though, is still looking at a 1.7 to 1.8. And then a 1 by optic is a lot faster. Okay, so...
Because in Apex, 1.3 is the, with the FOV changes, the 1.3 is the equivalency of a 1. And Apex. Fun
That
fact.
is... Alright. You pick up quite a bit. So, we're not adjusting anything with your ADS. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with your ADS. Every single shot that you were taking was perfectly in the left or right of the target. You weren't even off to where we got a minuscule touch. You were in the very center. Your gun wasn't adjusting. I watched even over your sight through your stream. You weren't judging the only you'd slow down and you'd circle. Now, the circling is probably a technique. I recognize that as a technique that's not... a lot of people might see that as an over-adjust. He wasn't over-adjusting. He was basically zeroing in on the target. And he'd only do that in the top 3. He wasn't really, like, missing those. Every time he stopped, it was exact. So, you were confident in your shots and not a single one missed, and they were in the center pocket that, like, they weren't so, honestly, bro, where you're set at is exactly where you're set at, just with that hip fire.
Okay.
That is your golden settings. I mean, let alone that new PB should help prove it for you, but... Now, little tip for that new PB, if you're playing the game, I like to do 9-9. If you want to play at 19 and be risky, you can. If you reload with 1 bullet left in the mag, you actually cut down a half a second of reload time. That's able to get another full shot or 2 in. You can jump your way over 100.
Okay.
Just a little tip if you want to improve that. Awesome sauce. Now, with your goals and legend, do you like the legends you have? Are you looking to expand? What are you looking for new tactics? What are your base tactics of how do you like to play? Let's try to describe yourself and your legends the best way. Give yourself like a dating profile.
Oh, that's such a complicated question because it's changed a lot between different profiles that have changed and different things like that. I play Watson probably the most currently because I just find her the most fun. My inspiration is Lamek 999 after all, so I just strive to be just like him. Is always how I try and play. I try and be that aggressive Watson who has movements but also has good aim. But
I mean, you're rocking his Watson skin.
right. And but I put time into pretty much every legend to try and make sure I learned all the legends to at least an above average degree.
What is your favorite legend though for comp? Because that's what we want to focus on, right? Not just Free Willy. You want to go back into match. So 100%, you're competing. What's your go-to legend? What's your go-to 3?
Top 3 will be Watson and Seer and then Horizon. Depends on the role and pit taking in the fight.
That. Now, the reason that matters is, especially anything past Platinum, alright? If you're in Platinum, congratulations, that means you've at least conquered the generalized idea of it. If you are going to go for Masters or anything, at that point, every player should be fully mained out and able to compete with a minimum of 3 legends. That way it creates a I can't remember what the grand total is. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Like 27. A grand total of 27 different possibilities and comp playstyle possibilities. And that 27 combinations, of course, is always going to help. So, a huge opposition is conflicting mains. If anyone's so diehard on one main that they cannot play another legend, they are going to So being versatile, that's a big bonus. Over your legends. You said you like to be aggressive, right?
Yes.
I want to put you in a 1v2 situation on every single one of them. What's your main go-to strategy using your abilities in a Watson situation?
Get a door or a corner, and say, for example, let me actually come over to you. So one of my favorite techniques so far is if someone's pushing me from this angle, I throw a long fence down, I try and isolate the one, and then force the get the one clip or dip behind cover, switch weapons, knock, and then force the other one to push around my fence, and then make them take the wide angle, or I'll go for the door play and then just continue backing up through doors.
Bet. And let's see Horizon.
Horizon's pretty much just I focus on playing angles with Horizon. I don't use her abilities very much unless I have a knock, and I'll just go for my lift alt, or I'll use my alt to or my Q to reposition for height.
That's very good. If you do not have a legend with abilities that can help you in the fight, relying on your abilities and having the confidence to be able to is actually a great thing. That's a huge positive note right there. I like that. All right, let's go. Seer, I'm guessing the same?
Yeah, the main technique I use for Seer is just I go for damage, and then I have a 3-second clock. I always count once I get a break, and then I just count 3, and then I Seer Q the person I scanned. Alright, I Seer Q the person I broke, so then I can damage the back, get free wall hacks, and then push them while they're still broken.
And exactly the reason you phrase it is why I hate that character. He's joining the list of Caustic. He's slowly joining the list. Caustic will always be the #1 like least favorite legend for me, but he's joining that list. He's not as bad as Gas Daddy. I'm sorry, but like, okay, you have experience, right? You went through tear gas and shit, and stuff in basic, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you had to go through the chamber and everything. We had to take our masks off and do all that.
Yeah, I had to scream my full social and my entire name and the Soldier's Creed.
Bruh, and if you were last in line or if you had a leak in your mask, it was the worst. Yeah.
I was first in line, so it was the worst for me because I put the most attention.
Yeah, so anyways, with that, right, you're in the gas. Do you walk slower?
No.
Do you get stunned in gas?
Fuck no. I'm trying to get out of this shit.
Faster, right? You get a boost, bro. That's what I hate. He stuns you, and I'm like, bro, I have been in so many gassy situations, let alone my mom and taquitos, but like the Navy was bad enough. You run from gas, all right? It makes you run fast too. You look like Mission Impossible 5, bro. Just oh, but yeah. All right, so Legend awesome. Inside the firing range, I don't think there's too much we can work on right now. What we're gonna do is I want to jump into a duos, and I want to see where you're at, and I want to see a lot of your main play styles, and I want you to do this 100% solo. So I'm gonna queue with you, and then I'm just gonna jump off the edge or go give myself to someone. All right?
Okay.
I want to be able to watch you through the eyes through my PC. And let's go see what you got. Choose whichever legend, of course, you want. If you want to work on a particular legend more than others, let's focus on that legend today. You can choose one and work on that one the most if you got one you feel weaker with.
I'm gonna go with Grapple Daddy. He's probably the least used. I mean, he has a bunch of kills because he's the first character I mained, but...
Oh, you want to work on it? Do it. All right.
Especially if this is going to be unfortunate, but especially if I'm solo queuing duos, having some sort of movements to at least start out with without a warm-up is going.
It's why do you want Bangalore? I can get off of Bangalore.
No, I don't play Bang much, actually.
That's one of the reasons why. Bangalore has a lot of features that are advantages. One, if you're versing anyone with a controller or uses aim assist, it actually disables aim assist and smoke. 2, it can cover you can basically block out their entire angle, and it creates what's called a fake wall, which means that either they're going to walk out of the smoke and get shot, or they're going to walk around the smoke and give up cover and get shot. One way or the other. So I like to use it. It's a very good controller. I use Bangalore as a controlling, as well as her tactical with the movement ability. It's a very she's a very solo queue character.
She's a very solid version of Jet without the, boost. She even has the dash.
A little bit. If she had a throwing knife, like, oh, that would be awesome. Like you could throw the heirloom as like a side tactical or something.
That would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Introducing your champion.
Dude, I saw Bangalore and thought it was me for a second. I was like, wait, nah.
We lost to us then.
I won't let you down.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, wait, what?
Hold your breath if
Not
you
many
have to
people
breathe.
like to run Bangalore. Alright, I'm going off the edge.
Okay. She's a interesting legend. She's good and she has a lot of uses, and like I'm totally inspired by Shiv whenever I watch her, but it's just she's such a niche character to dominate with.
Spin it over here.
I fucked up that grapple.
Recharging shield.
First blood.
They just quit.
I am repairing myself.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Did you check your weapons before you healed?
No, I didn't. I just swapped them, so. Why?
Again.
Hello? Game?
45 seconds until ring
Unmantle.
close.
You can't mantle.
Good thing I can.
Why can't you mantle?
What the fuck?
Why can't you mantle? This is funny. You're going slow all of a sudden. Can you not run either?
Apparently I can't sprint.
30 seconds until close. This is very
This
exciting.
is weird.
There's a new
Stop.
leader.
I can't use any of my abilities.
I would get out of that area. I think somebody's using a hack. Can you pull out your guns?
Only 10 seconds left.
I can now. I can't move!
What is that? Alright, we're gonna chalk that one up to Apex. What in the Apex was that though?
It's a solo 11,000 kill of Valor. I'm gonna have to call BS on that. Like that was sus. And the fact that she knew where I was too. Like I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna chalk that up to sussy behavior.
How is she? Hey, here's my question. How is she killed over 11,000 people but only hit 2,000 with her missiles? That's a boosted account. That's a cheating boosted account. How do you hit 2,000 people with your missiles but somehow kill over 11,000? As a Valkyrie. You can't. You can't. You would always have more enemies hit than you would kills. As anyone who mains Valk, you will always have more enemies hit than you will have kills. That's like a clear indication she's cheating. Naughty, naughty Valk. Don't do that to my man.
I was gonna check my stats. I've never. I've only had one other glitch where I couldn't jump before, but the fact that I could jump but I couldn't mantle was the indicator to me that something was wrong.
Let's have fun, friend.
Yeah, the man thing was weird. Oh well.
I couldn't sprint, I couldn't jump, I couldn't tap strafe.
Back and clear. I'm ready.
I cut off all my abilities.
Well, literally the second I broke her, if I could have grappled, I would have just grappled onto her. Like,
Well, you would have been. Yeah, that whole situation was marked. You would have been in a better position anyways. When did I hit 86 on my wife's account? Is that my wife's name? My wife didn't hit an 86 on Scout of Action. Cap. That to me when I first downloaded the PC or something. Oh yeah, before I had my first Steam account of it.
nah, your wife is just low-key goated.
She might be. Who got an 86? Because I get 100 and like I'm 110. So it's not my current aim. It would have to be. Oh, I'm jumping.
Hold on tight. It's time to drop, shock, and rock.
Looks like you're going hot drop, bro. Sorry. I'm gonna give myself to who? You. I'm gonna punch people out here until I go down.
Safety's off. Enemy landed on me. Taking damage.
Alright, well, I'm super late, so I might as well. You can make some TTV Wraith, make yourself feel better.
I'm gonna.
Third party. They're trying to corner us. They got me.
No, they got
I'm down.
me. I didn't get one punch in. Alright. Murk me. No, finish the job. No, finish the job. Finish the job, Horizon.
Look at the map.
No, don't run away. Look, there we go. Thank you. What was that first random one?
Only 45 seconds.
Alright. So a big couple things I'm looking for, of course, is going to be how he approaches fights. I'm going to be looking at where he's positioning himself, and once he's in the fight, what his movements are, if he's overexposing himself, keeping his mindset outside of the fight. Now, that's a big, hard thing to do. I'm going to see if there's any way that we can improve what he's already doing. Because again, like I said, I don't know if you guys heard it in the beginning, I gave him a little speech about, like, coaching. I'm not trying to turn him into anyone. Nice. Good read, time for cover. Well, I'm trying to basically turn him into the best version of himself. And it's something that's really stressed in the Navy, especially with soldiers, is you try to turn them into the best soldier they can be. You don't try to turn them all into the same superhero. That versatility is what actually gives you and wins you moments. It's the ability to adapt that wins wars.
You killed.
Good read, good read.
Whole squad down.
1, 2, 3.
Care package being delivered.
Make sure that gun's reloaded. Nice.
I heard
Where
him.
was it? Did you hear him?
Yeah. I know this guy.
Deadshot? That does look familiar. Hold on, let me see his banner. Level 64. Yeah, I think he's a usual. He's a regular. He's a regular in the lobbies. It looks like they're at least putting me in your lobbies. That's good. So I'm happy that we're in at least your lobbies. So that's comfortable. They're all, at least that guy was like your relative level and everything.
I think he's like, I genuinely think that was one of my old friends.
Nice. We'll hit him up. Hang out.
It's such a common name, so it's such a common name, so I'm assuming that it's going to be.
Ready and excited.
You never know, right? Hey, I always like to assume I know everybody. It makes you feel more, friendly.
Yeah, I do the same thing sometimes. It's my favorite thing whenever people like me and Controversy kill each other over and over again.
Introducing your champion.
I never run into a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends play on
Nothing phases me.
console.
Okay.
I'm the jump
Sad.
master. I won't let you down. Except
And
by
when they
falling.
play in PC, they yell at me because they don't like playing in my lobbies. You saw my lobbies the other night. They're not fun, are
Hold
they?
your breath.
Yeah.
If you have
Your
to
lobbies are still easier than my buddy's lobbies, so like.
That's good.
Granted, my buddy's lobbies are 1k average damage, 8 kill on KD8 lobbies.
Yeah. I'm good with my master stacked. I still don't like it though. I like to run around in pubs and have fun.
Safety's off.
So I
Enemy
just realized
landed
I
on
missed
me.
it.
Boy.
Go for it. Whatever you need. I'm gonna watch you from right here. Remember, always think that you don't have me. You might have me for a second chance, but we'll see.
Attention. First blood.
Can you see me?
First blood. FNGs always go first.
He's right below you.
You weirdo.
Beginning ring countdown.
All right.
What? Hold up. What?
Flip it on your stream. I want to come watch in just a second.
Oh, fuck. Wrong button.
Oh, bro, get your banner.
I was trying to remember what my clipping button was.
You're good, Alex MG. You're totally good. What? Okay, so yeah, I can just go back. I want to see it. I want to see it from your point of view. All right, jumps off zipline. What in the? Okay, man, be a little. Okay, calm down, whoever that was. That dude's sweating too hard.
He came off the zip line, hit fired, and then ADS'd into me as he was coming off the zip line and one clipped me. Like that was insane.
That was a play. Why is he trying so hard in pubs? Chill, man. Chill out. Watch your profanity. That man's sweating too hard.
Like
That was like.
I assumed that he was like I was legitimately assuming he wasn't a good player at first because of the way he like walked around the roof. But
Here, stream. I got the display up right now. Let's watch this. I'll watch it. We should watch it from his point of view and eyes. Watch this. Here we go. So, Blaze gets up top. He knows he's down there. And you hit that shot too. That's what's crazy. Is he
Today
like
smells
you
like
gave it an
victory.
effort?
I love pretending to smell. Sniff, sniff.
Calm down. You hit that shot too,
Time to put
and
some
he
lead
just
downrange.
came out flying with a havoc. That dude, man, what a play!
This is your champion.
All right, so for that
All of
one,
10,
not
okay.
playing so close to the edge actually can save you and bait them to you. Let them come to you. But also, you know, you can't sometimes crack the cracked. Sometimes you just gotta be ready for stuff like that. There is actually a good way to fight that. And the best way to fight that when you have someone that's playing zip lines like that and they're playing close corners dead is actually just simply back out from the fight and get a cover from an external area to where they have to go through an open ground to get to you, and you just bait them to a new location. If they're dominating one location, find a new location to take them to.
okay, good jump master by there.
I'm the jump master. Jump this way. Hold your breath.
That's how you
If
would
have
fight
to
in those
breathe.
situations. However, he drew you in really well, so, you know, knowing to back up at that moment would have been non-instinctual. And also, I would have
Yeah.
never predicted a Havoc user like that.
Yeah, that's a big thing because I heard the Havoc initially in the fight, which is why I was like, yeah, if I get the crack, he should be dead immediately because the Havoc's charge up time is just it's deadly. But he pre-fired and handled that really well.
First blood.
I hate this game.
Did it just give you a turbocharger?
Yeah, I did.
I saw that. I was like, yeah. Left side.
30 seconds until close. This is very exciting.
You heard that.
It's not a
first, right?
sniper anymore. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Grappling. Only 10 seconds left.
Can I ask why did you turn that choke off?
Noise.
Smart.
Reclosing.
So yeah, apparently I can't get up there.
That's very common.
Well, not with that crap.
Puts him in aim on. Good swap. Why y'all not let my man play up there? That's bogus.
Attention.
I just could stay up there. I threw myself off because it would have been a no cover fight. I would have had to kill him with pure aim, and I'm not trying to take an aim battle right now.
Because the man who just smacked a sentinel shot on his octane.
Zipline time.
Gonna act like that shot wasn't nice.
Why aren't you guys pushing is my genuine honest question. We grabbed my cracked purple.
Using grapple.
I don't know if they don't have good weapons, no ammo, or are they new? Payback time. You got position on them still? Do you know where they're at?
I have absolutely no clue.
They went back around towards Gauntlet, towards this way. Oh,
Half the squads are
can I
gone.
not ping?
Cool.
Do you know where the geyser vault is?
Yes.
Over by the geyser vault. They went back that way and they went back, rotated back left. Oh. Oh, maybe they didn't go all the way. They might have just circled around the mountain and came back through.
I don't have a backpack. This is not going to be fun. Fuck it.
Using grapple.
I didn't have enough momentum forward in order to complete the slide. I hate these guys. Why do you have to run? That's a life back.
Zipline.
So much work.
Ready to fly on a
You can choose the
zipline.
building fights. Fighting people will die faster.
Recharging shield.
I'm not gonna talk about.
Okay.
Charging shields. One moment. Gotta use a Phoenix kit.
That's where you are.
Did you ever do Mark?
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Mark's training?
Grappling.
And did you ever do any sniper training?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna stem again. Gonna be
They're
one
dropping
shot.
a replicator.
Tower. No, you didn't stem again. Gonna choose to kill. Interesting choice.
I killed the whole squad.
Good read, good read. What trainings have you had combat or SF wise?
None. I am a complete and utter
You tap.
pod.
Gotcha. Factor engineer. What is your job?
Intel analyst.
Gotcha.
Giving my shields a recharge.
That's why. Okay. That explains so much. No offense for an army guy. Why I thought you actually had more combat training. I was wondering why you were putting yourself in very vulnerable positions. This explains it. Okay. I know we can. I definitely see. I got 2 things already on the list we can work on that you're gonna love. So you're gonna hate one of them because it's against your fighting style, but you're gonna love it.
That is fine. I am down to learn how to change my style as long as I see improvement.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna be for your style. You'll see. Rock this. Don't distract. Very good control. Right on the head too.
I still can't fucking move because of the slow.
Yeah. Hip fire, no blessing too. Man, look at me. 0 damage. I'm carrying today. I am carrying today hard. Okay, so 2 notes I want to go over that I had here before I ready up. 2 notes I want to go over real quick over that last match, so we can just take a little progress report. So, watching you fight so far, obviously you like to take you like to be a closer range fighter, and that does eliminate a couple things I notice you do have a little bit of trouble of. One of which is your awareness of other battles. Once you get into someone, I've noticed you get kind of zeroed in on them, like you're in them, and so your awareness of full battle, like the full battlefield, basically awareness of like where other people are going to be approaching from, where your back would be exposed from, kind of stuff. You had a couple issues with that, as well as when you're moving in those open areas, you like to move just out in the open. One thing I want to let's see if we can try to make a note in this next game even. Let's see if you can move when you move between cover every single time. If there is a stone or a rock nearby, stay as close to that as possible. That way, if you do get shot, you have something to play around. And also with those close range fights, you have a big habit to take those close range fights. However, by taking those close range fights, you are forcing yourself into a surrounded situation when you want to try to keep those enemies in front of you as much as possible. So let's see if you can try to stay out of the fight a little bit and not fight those corner fights, because taking a corner fight is almost just like taking a 1v1 aiming fight.
Okay.
Let's do it. And the thing you're going to have to do, what I'm going to make you do, is you're going to learn to snipe. You're going to be a sniper. And you're going to hate that. You're going to have to stay out of the battle. I know, it's the thing most people who want a W key hate. They're like, oh, but I don't want to snipe. But it'll help you read and watch. I think actually observing other people battling is actually going to help you. Kind of watch and think of their mentality. Like, what would you do when you landed there? And take note, constantly playing in your head of what the enemy is doing. So, like, what I do, especially in ranked, is I watch trails. And once I know where the trails are, I would think, if you were any of those squads who landed down there, how are you going to fight your way out? What's the best way out? And where are they all going to rotate towards? Where are they going to try to rotate towards? Every one of them are just like you. Never underestimate your enemy. Always think he's just as good as you. So if you would rotate to a specific area because you think it'd be the smarter play, expect someone to rotate there. And you got to play it off that. It's kind of like a battle situation. So, like, for one thing, the cliff that was behind you when you were approaching into Fragment on the top right, where those ices are, you had people near Epicenter that whole time, and also people like to sit up on that cliff. When you were fighting them on the train, you left your entire right side exposed, and you were shooting actually in a very open area. When a better, safer spot would have actually been next to that closer train that's on your right-hand side, where you could have blocked off at least 75% of the area around you from being shot at. As long as you have a wall to your back, it cuts off almost 50% of the people around you.
Okay.
So, particular I'm talking about is that
Let's
train,
touch down here.
You were actually positioned like out
Forget
in the
that.
open right there on that like open area.
Let's touch down
and that's
here.
why the people up here were shooting at you. And I predicted them going there because if you're an epicenter, you always either go
Never
there
mind.
or you go
Let's
up
land here.
Mentally. Alright, wreck your thing.
This is awesome. I'm the jump
Keep
master.
playing it. Just take those notes. We're gonna move
Here
on.
we go.
Those
It's
aren't
a
like
long,
gigantic
drop.
things yet.
Fun.
Your aim's pretty good. Your hip fire is unlucky. I'll be honest. That Havoc hip fire just did not help you.
Yeah, ever since the AR nerf, like,
Gotta be someone.
I still haven't adjusted to remembering the ADS for my first shot.
Yeah, to get that reduced.
Yeah.
Falling from the sky.
The shield swap was a nice play, though. It was a good attempt.
No. And
That was definitely the thing to do.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Yeah, I knew that when I saw he had his purple that he had to get it from somewhere, and they didn't have it in the initial fight. So
You red to swap to the blue, which was your minimum after you got burned. And that was a good recovery from the mistake too. Because I saw the little goof. Sometimes goofs happen. The best thing is you didn't panic. You came up with a strategy. You instantly had a next plan. You didn't panic. That was a huge thing actually.
shield.
Oh god. That was beautiful. Hit fire! Help this man! There we go.
Giving my shield a recharge.
Oh!
why'd you crouch?
It was a good try. So you see what I mean though right there just a little bit, and the taking a corner fight is kind of just like taking an aim battle.
Right.
It kind of actually, even though you'd think it's a smarter play, like you have the advantage, unfortunately a corner goes both ways, and they also will have that advantage, and they can play you with it too. So what you need to remember on that is it really does force you in the fight, and you want to avoid it unless you are next to them. And if you are going to take a corner fight, of course, better legends to have are corner fighting legends. Your Horizon is actually an amazing corner fighting legend because it can actually block someone off from a corner. But as well, you got your Octanes, and Bangalore is amazing because every time I get looked at, I actually get a speed boost as equivalent to Octane, and I can play that smoke and everything.
Great, friend.
Using those speed boosts are definitely helpful. But yeah, corner fights can be very cautious, so we want to try to avoid them if we can. What you want to do when it comes to shooting an enemy, and this is like Battle Tactics 101, you always shoot the enemy on the move. That's the #1 time to shoot a person is when they are on the move, because as long as they're not in your cover, that gives them the most vulnerable chance. A, it takes time to pull out your gun. B, even if their gun is already out, it takes time to find someone and shoot, and if you're shooting first, you should win if you're hitting your shots, and you have the aim to do it, so, you know, we should be doing that. But hitting someone on the move means you can either hit them while they're going somewhere else or when they're coming towards you. Once you're at and you plant your feet and you're fighting them, planting your feet, it's kind of a stable one-on-one. If you fight them and bait them towards you, it's always kind of a 1 versus 0 situation because they can't have their gun out and they can't be as ready as you are. The way you were retreating actually a couple fights ago, you kept backing up every single time you knocked someone. That was the perfect strat really to play that with all that many people around you. So, as for example, I want you to look at me real quick. So say you were fighting someone right here, me and you were shooting. After you break me, you want to back up maybe to that train a little bit, either whether it be heal, like if I have to heal, if you don't knock me or get full flush, that is. You're going to want to actually back up and bait me and force me to run. And as I'm running, every single time you predict when I run, you shoot me. And it's pretty much every time you run, you're going to have the enemy to run. So turn around and just be ready to use that cover. You were using it really well just a couple games ago. I'm with you. Watch you. I really wanted to give that compliment about the fact that you were actually backing up a couple games ago, and that's why I wanted to do that. I'm gonna play with a little bit while you get your stuff ready.
Giving him the chimney. They got me. I'm down.
What you gonna do? What you
Giving
gonna
my
do?
shields a recharge.
What you can do? What you can do? They're chasing you. Okay. Give you time to play. There we go.
Just 10 seconds.
All right. I
Tick-tock
gave you
says
time
the
to
clock.
reset yourself a little bit. Go for it. I'll be the decoy. I will sacrifice my body for your advantage.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
my shields a recharge.
Okay, that's something you even said you gotta work on. That aim in and aim out. It's tough too. I'll be honest, I even struggle with that 100%. Heads up, you're muted. I don't know if you know that.
Oh shit. Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Did you even say anything to say? Oh. Rocket it. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, no, that's the best way to fight those corner fights is keep baiting them to where they have to run away from their corner and run towards you. Your whole goal, especially in a 1v multiple situation, do you know what your number one goal is? Before I tell you, so I don't presume no.
Isolate your ones.
My man knows. See, I should never presume things. Some people know. He knows. It's to literally isolate your ones and separate them from their squad. By taking the corner, you're fighting yourself next to their squad. Kind of removes that idea, right?
Imagine A keeps the doctor away.
So let's see if we can
Just
take
kidding.
their enemy
I'm
away from it,
metal.
especially Race and Octanes and Pathfinders. As you saw, that Pathfinder was willing to fight you and bait you. He just should have been your
Eventually, you
play.
gotta pull the trigger. Just make sure you know why.
I'm getting soda.
This is your champion.
It's your boy.
It's your boy in Fiend Bomb. Look at these low levels.
I'm the jump master. Jump this way.
Launching solo.
Oh look, is that
Here
a
we
Nessie?
go. It's a long drop. Fun.
I'm gonna laugh if I find like a glitched out spot. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one.
From the sky, really near me.
You guys both went down low.
Oh, I couldn't find one before I died. Oh shucks. Alright. Don't stick a lay on the wall directly through your eyes.
I lost eyesight of you.
You're tracking.
Close. Good to know.
You're closing into them. You're the one chasing them now. They're doing to you what you need to do to them. Aren't you aware of that?
Why are you right there? What?
I got this.
I was hoping I could time that out.
Another squad coming in too. Different.
Yeah, two different squads.
Yeah, there was no way that was the same vantage. That had to be a different vantage. That duped me the fact that there was two different vantages. I was like, what? Because I was like, how did that vantage go from in front of you on that side of the building to behind you so quickly? Like, that was so fast. All right, but in that situation, so did you notice how you like to push them?
Yes.
Even though you weren't getting big breaks or anything like that, you were still pushing them and therefore making it a 1v2. You were getting isolated by them, basically. They were letting you chase them.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I think, me going back and thinking about it again, I think I should have just gone back to that roof. Then I would have had another angle on him off the break anyways, and I could have kept shooting down.
That would have been a great read. Either retreat up higher, in any way find an angle, so retreat higher or backwards, like that middle area, but that's a really far retreat. That would have been like a worst case scenario. The roof was a great play. Anywhere that would have been a little bit more outside edge, that would, like, you wouldn't have chased them to that corner. Because they basically baited you into it. And a big thing, if there's someone like me, if you chase me, I will bait you into another squad intentionally because that gets you off my butt.
Fair enough.
Now, understand that I have practiced in the art of 1v3s, though. All the times that when I think of situations, I think of it as, like, not getting banners. So, like, I'm not thinking of a banner play in this situation. I'm thinking of, like, worst case scenario. You're solo, last alive.
Okay.
When it comes to...
Hold your breath if you have to breathe.
Bro, I swore I hit launch solo at the same time I thought I launched us. When it comes to banner plays and sticking know your squad, there is going to be a different type of thing, and we can go over that with a ranked comp playstyle. And that's what I was gonna remember. I was telling you I'm overdoing it. That's what I was overdoing it with. Is I have that basically my panel. I have a whole slide in my panel where I go over the best way to push people in a 3-stack team with the idea of recovering banners, healing, and with your team pushes, not just in a 1v3. And if you have anyone that you like to run comp with, tell them to sign up. With that coaching with a friend thing, we can work on all your guys' skill comp and pushes. Like, so you guys can actually work on it as a team.
Very tempting. Wow. I have one.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
That rings far.
That's the only price that didn't go under the Labor Day sale. That's it. Yeah. No one ever signs up for it, so I didn't.
Only 45 seconds. Okay. Rings far.
Actually, we had one group sign up for it. They never had their second. I think they forgot. That was back at like Christmas. They had a great session. Hopefully, you know, they hit their goals.
Recharging shield.
Now, you see that big open area in front of you?
Yes.
Make them come to you. Make them expose themselves in that area. Bottom left, bottom left, bottom left, bottom left. Alright, now it's on you. You just gotta hit the shots. You did the thing, now you gotta finish the job. Oh.
Throwing Arc Star.
There you go. Anything else on him while Bloodhound's chasing you? If you had an AR, you would have this. You'd already be knocked. Oh no, Red! Excuse me? Give my man his shots. There we go, there we go. Retreat, make them keep chasing you. Make them keep chasing you. Don't fight them, don't let them surround you. Keep that 90-degree angle. There we go, that's the one. Now, 1, 2, 3, check that shield heal. Yep. You know where the man is, he has to go over that area. Someone's approaching on the left.
Apparently I can't hit these.
Dude, you were getting no right so bad. Here we go. Shield swap and go. You know you got someone pushing you.
1 moment.
It's a Wyatt, unfortunately, which is the right call, but I'd rather have the 200 health.
We're gonna take your health. It's a Wyatt. It's okay. No, it's okay. Heal if you can. You need to heal your shields in one way or another. Alright, they're on you. Make the bait and chase. You got circle to play.
I can do this.
Now, did you see how much better that worked out? When you made them chase you. I think that's a lifeline. Alright, they got that open area, they gotta come across, yep. Oh! 1v1, you have full shield, you got it.
Guess I'm the new kill leader. Go me.
Those whips are embarrassing. I'm just gonna pop the Phoenix here and then grab that bat.
I just would put the wingman down. I was like, dude, you have this. You have this. That was good. That was funny. But, okay. Let's go over the notes there. Both times they chased you and they had to push you. You see what happens, how they were very compromised?
Yes.
Let's work on that. That's going to be a huge key moment. It's going to improve these fights. I'm loving it. And yes, this even in Predator lobby, you think, oh, they don't. They do this. They do this. They will chase you. Does not matter the
Why are you
lobby.
still in Storm?
Is there a person? Weird.
There wasn't the building.
Weird.
Repairing.
I mistimed that.
Yeah, it's a syringe. You'll be okay. The timing of the new medis has actually got me in the ring now like once or twice.
Yeah, I was gonna pop the syringe there. I was gonna pop a med kit, but I knew I was gonna die if I popped it.
It's like one mark past the. For those who don't know, it's one mark past your first shield cell. So if you look at your shield, that little notch right there, if it goes one past there, you're gonna be too late. You have to get it off right before it switches, like right before it ticks down. Or I caught one by like a 0.001 second the one time. I was sweating.
Using grapple. I am repairing myself.
This is a bad habit of mine sometimes, but
You open.
oh yeah.
So notice your movement right now.
Round 2.
Personally, I would have been tucked closer to the left of those rocks or the
That
truck.
rings far.
Even if
I
I'm
guess that
going
means
right, I would have
to move
rotated
far.
like kind of like an arc angle there. That way I could have something to play behind.
Replicator.
So if someone shoots at me, I have a rock or something to use as a full
Replicator
defense.
incoming, friends.
Oh. That's my grapple. I don't hear anyone there.
Because presume if someone was on top of that tower, as out in the open you were, would have been easy.
Like a little bit more sniper ammo before I get into it. Ask and you shall receive.
Look at that. Speak it into existence. You got this. Remember to take a breath real quick. Just take half a second, pause under cover, and take a breath.
Attention.
I notice your aim is getting a little bit shaky. And even when you're going to loot, you're kind of doing a lot of circles, moving a lot. Let's just take a breath. Remember to slow down your heart just a little bit. You don't want to panic. And actually, that's a big thing, is in the middle of fights, because they're so high intensity, a lot of people forget to breathe.
Genuinely thought I saw someone up there.
Your grapples are always on point. I'm not going to judge those. I don't really have too much to comment about your grapples.
Just a minute until the ring
Level
closes.
26
At
Merc
least
is
I don't
leading
have
the
to
lobby
wait
right
for
now.
anyone.
How dare he? Go punish him.
Until ring
Oh, you
close.
guys just
It's near.
fell? Why did
Good
you
thing I can
fall?
move.
Finish that too.
Look for cover before you engage.
Bullet velocity!
The wingman does not like you, bro! Here we go.
Using grapple.
Do you think you're missing shots because they're moving? Like, do you feel like you're still at least on
The
point?
next ring.
A little bit of the movements there messed me up, but it's also just the fact that I just don't know the bullet velocity in order to time my shots.
Yay!
You're good. I was just making sure that you still felt like your shots were accurate when you shot.
Materials for us. Yay!
Because they looked accurate to me. It really was just like a time lead issue.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Little tip for the crafting station for everyone watching right now. If you only need one weapon, such as sniper ammo, etc., you can actually drop your weapons and only get one of the stacks of ammo for half the cost. However, that does leave you with a dropped weapon, so play cautiously. I would love to play on your mouse pad. I want to see what it's like.
Ready to fly on a zip line.
What mouse pad do you use?
One of the cheap 30-cent ones that I got from a Pokemon Elite Trainer box.
Fair enough.
So it can't be worth more than I don't know, 30 cents. One of those super cheap ones, like Playmouse.
They're dropping a replicator.
I don't have lots of money, unfortunately. You know, retirement isn't the best pay. But this helps. These coaching sessions help. And everyone watching, please sign up for coaching sessions. This is how I pay my bills. This is how we buy the Apex. They are being mean. And it's a C or two.
One moment, gotta use a Phoenix kit.
I hate that I had to go through that route, but I didn't see another way to get out of there effectively. And you're gonna keep chasing.
Okay. Underneath, on the right side building, the one that's on the cliff, there's a spot underneath.
Using my
Right
Phoenix
side.
kit.
Yeah, the building that's against the cliff, I can't ping it. To the left of the beacon, it's like the only one that looks like a house. Opposite 180 degrees from you. Underneath that house on your left there, yep. There's a spot you can chill for a sec. Yeah, it's actually right underneath your feet right there.
Oh, okay.
It's a spot where you could have chilled for a second and healed. It would have given you an advantage. Just for a second if needed.
I am taking fire.
Why are you still pushing that?
No reg? No reg?
Here I
In
go.
This is a
between
lot
four
of
people.
no regs.
Recharging shield.
I'm starting to suspect these
Inside
guys.
the next ring. I love this.
How you got that many no regs, you know what I mean? Bro, what? Is this like a normal thing where your shots don't like register when you hit people?
I wasn't getting a sound effect for hitting them, so I was just assuming I was off.
Oh, you haven't been getting sound effects for some of these people? Yeah, dude, bro, on my on my spectating, dude, you're getting hella hits.
I
Yeah,
should
you
have
hit
said
them
my
twice
shots
right
there.
there.
Round 4. Beginning ring countdown.
You actually hit him twice on our screen there.
Why are you still even looking at me?
I hate Cedar Rain. I'm not gonna say anything. We know what we did there.
Yeah, I mistimed the fucking grapple, and then I meant to immediately zip, but I wasn't in a safe place to zip. Running wasn't the choice there.
Let me see his banner real quick. Man is straight abusing those wall hacks. Damn.
That man just stayed focused on me. I'm like, why aren't you gonna take the fight with the other squad you're looking at right now? Like,
He didn't want anybody else. He just wanted you. All right, let's ramp things up. We've seen you in a couple 1v2 situations. I definitely got some stuff I'm going to note here. Let's see what you can do in a 1v3 or at least with a little bit of comp here. I want to see you're pushing when you think you have teammates.
okay.
We'll win this thing together. Semper Fi or die.
Ready to go.
Winning is the only way to stay free.
So, when do you chase the enemy? When is one of the few times you should chase the enemy?
Oh, you think you're
Do you want the
tough?
right answer or do you want whenever I have my answer?
Well, your answer of what you're going to really do.
When I'm working on changing his, I push off of cracks, but I try not to chase for too long. Like if I notice they have an obvious time where they've been extended a lot further than I can chase, or it's been 10 seconds after I crack them, then I don't chase, I just move
This
up.
is a good LZ.
Okay, so
Hold on tight. It's time to
we'll
drop,
go
shock,
over
and
that
rock.
for sure. It pretty much seems like you would definitely. All right, you're gonna definitely benefit. What we'll do after this, we'll go into, or after a couple games here, if you want, we'll go into the panel. And there's one panel specific, one page of my panel that I want to go over with you that I think will definitely help you, and it's how to push with your team and when to heal, close, not, etc. And just like going over a refresher, kind of anchoring things down, I think will help you a little bit. Because you got a lot of like ideas. I just want to make sure it's clear, concise, and we rock it in.
Okay.
We're not all in the ring. Don't let your baby kill you.
No, no,
Mid-range.
I'm trying to work on what's his face's scrolls fucking grapples.
I am
Alright.
versatile. I play everything.
Shotgun bolt here. Shotgun bolt here.
I'll use that.
Like I'm proficient at them, but I definitely could get a lot more distance off my grapples if I just could get the hit the back button as I'm hitting my grapple and then hitting the jump with all those inputs at the same time.
New kill.
I remember learning how to grapple these.
There's a new kill leader.
What's kind of
Old
funny
one's
is
dead or
that
slacking off.
it was actually a
Confirmed hit
lot
on
easier
cargo
to do
bot.
on controller. When I tried to switch it to mouse and keyboard, what I kept doing the issue is that I tapped the keys either out of order or too fast.
Fair enough.
At least when I
Oh,
started.
what's with all the motions?
I'm getting a bunch of balls over here. Do you need a ball?
I have a car.
That's what I got.
Wingman here.
I'm just gonna leave that on the ground this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, don't pick it up. Oh, that was funny. That seer fight was comical, bro. That one should go. That one might go on TikTok. That was hilarious, bro.
If I-
see that,
Care package touching down.
If I had
Usually carry rare platforms.
Level 2.
Like, quite literally, if I had an AR, I would have killed them several times over.
yeah, big facts. I was laughing at that, saying that. I was like, bro, you just need an AR. You just need something.
I should have just taken, that seer stood still for way too long if I had a flatline and just hit the hollow jitter.
Yeah. Alright, so, quick question. Do you know how to read circle out of your 5,000 games?
Yeah, as, this one's iffy because it's probably gonna pull here, but until this ring closes, you can't be positive because I've seen it pull back towards the middle a few times.
Yeah. After 5,000 games, I don't really expect to have to teach you too much about the ring because you should have gotten familiar with the pattern. You're wise. You're a wise man. There's no way you haven't figured it out.
I actually didn't know that for the longest. It's surprising. It surprised me how
Really?
little I knew. Yeah.
Target there's got level 3
Optics
shield.
here.
I'll
Got
be
a road
honest.
check here. Medkit
I
here.
kind of figured it out really early, but what had nothing to do with this. It actually had to do with the base algorithm of all battle royales. All battle royales kind of play the same way. It either does a bounding effect where it like goes left, right, left, right, left, right, or it just always cascades. And that was very prominent with PUBG. You could always tell by the first circle where it was at what would be the final circle with PUBG. And man, if the final circle was on Military Island and you didn't get your butt across that bridge before first circle closes because someone turned the bridge into a bomb trap, oh my gosh. I have clips on Xbox of some of the most dangerous motorcycle rides in my life, bro.
Nice.
Dude, I don't know if you guys know much about PUBG, but PUBG you can actually drive at like several hundred. Like you can drive like a full speed car. I'm going the opposite direction of you guys.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you're fine. You can go a full speed car speed, and so when you drift like fast, and you have a motorcycle that goes like 120, 130 kilometers an hour. You hit a drift on that in the middle of someone setting off nades all around you and C4 and trying to blow up cars next to you, bro. That stuff was dangerous. I did not make it out alive very often. I will admit this.
There is a new kill leader.
I miss PUBG days.
Keep
PUBG
eyes
was
on the new
fun.
kill leader.
PUBG broke a lot of controllers though.
My buddy, probably the best player I've gotten to play with directly, said that he's learned everything that he knows about FPS games from PUBG.
Yeah, that's where I started out. And also, you insult me, sir. You're playing with me. I know I'm not playing, but you're playing with me.
I think there were a few keywords there that said one of the best.
One of the... Yeah, there we go. I'll take it. I'm like, you're playing with me. I'm just not playing.
I was like, I feel like that should be a very important keyword in this conversation right now.
Which, by the way, just to clarify right now, you are pushing to find enemies, right?
Yes.
Fly on a zip line.
There were guys here. You pinged them. I just don't know where they went.
Prey in sight.
Also, you're
Protect
looking
your
for a
scope.
fragment,
They're
and
far.
so this is where it would be.
Scanning for the next
And look at that. The tree is correct. Good read.
Opening fire on our prey.
Yeah. Hey, left side, by the way,
Also
right
right
behind
here.
you guys.
Hostile right here.
Getting shot at.
It's a full through.
Shattered the prey shield.
Why are you...
Recharging shield.
Ping him.
Hostile right here.
Appreciate it.
Why?
Taking fire. Oscar Mike.
I am down.
Why are you there?
That was fascinating.
Replicator incoming. Could have used one of these
And
growing
Mateo
up.
wins this slot. I swear. And he's about to...
GG's.
Oh, he shield swap. What can he do?
Good play.
Yeah. Good try, Mateo.
Good try, Mateo. Good try.
I'm gonna give that. I'll be honest. I was actually nice play by him. Let's go over what he could have improved upon real quick. So one, he could have played that angle more. It takes 3 seconds to pop off that syringe, and he could have gotten definitely 50 more health. That was actually the correct play. He had the time. He just panicked, and therefore, when you panic and you hesitate, you cost yourself time, and he cost himself time on that easy heal. Two, his aim is dog water. He just needs to fix his aim. Other than that, he was actually in position somehow. Somehow the enemy rotated around him to me. That one didn't make sense to me. They just walked right past him. But yeah, somehow they rotated to me. So he was actually in position to win that too. That was...
I kept the first team he was fighting from pushing him.
Yeah, and was it that Loba and stuff? Yeah.
No,
They pushed me.
they pushed behind to you and to me. I hit the low for 150. and then she backed off. Hathy pushed me. I hit him for 90, and then their third, wherever the fuck he was, like walked up. So I grappled out to go take height, and then as I was taking height, I got beamed by the other team that he was originally fighting.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that Loban stuff where we walked up. I did that. Yep, they got me. I was like, oh, hi there.
I didn't know why the other team was playing the way they did.
Real quick. There's no my audio's messed up, right?
I don't hear anything wrong.
Let me turn my sound effect volumes up just in case. I haven't been hearing footsteps for some weird reason. Oh no, my headset is down all the way to 80. Or it was down to like 50. Maybe that's why I'm not hearing too many footsteps right now.
Oh, someone actually came by my stream for a bit. Whoever it was, thank you.
Hey,
They're not in
who's hanging out with them? Cryptic Blades.
No cluster
I had to
fox
refresh you.
dropping
You
by
ended your
me.
stream. I had to
Let's
refresh.
run this.
We will defeat all of our enemies.
Huh.
Let's go. Don't shoot. Let's be friends.
victory and slaughter.
Alright, so you and Tucker are pretty much going to run this.
This is your champion.
Let's see how you do with him. I'm going to watch actually more a little over the shoulder. What I did last game didn't so much help us.
I'm the jump master. No pressure, me.
Tucker, you're with Cryptic Blaze. Stick together.
Hold your breath. If you have a respiratory system.
I like the way Bang Bang body.
Watch it. Hostile moving here.
No, don't. You're only you.
I need a weapon.
Good reach for the building. Good speed leading. Good speed leading.
I hate these optics.
I do. Everyone hates the Spitfire optics, bro. That is the worst optic. Not even gonna lie.
Contact with hostile.
It is so hard to track with this.
Reloading.
Amen.
Got materials. A broken enemy shield.
Don't
Reloading.
over-engage. That's more than one squad.
Ambush! Ambush! There's another squad! Cracked an enemy shield.
Smoke it back up. Smoke it back up.
I'm spotted.
Smoking back up, Tucker.
I'm down. Need a medic.
He'll be at the bottom.
Get inside the building.
I don't have ammo, so I have to leave.
He
He has to work on finding ammo.
Evo shield here. Level 1.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm talking to him. I muted you, so I actually can't tell if
Taking
you're
a knee.
talking to him.
Patching up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so used to relaying comms because people don't usually have both Discord and game chat. Some people don't know how to figure it out.
Contact.
Great. Already inside the ring.
I'll be honest, having a Bluetooth headset that's connected to everything is like a chef's kiss.
Don't push through mid. There's a team up there right now. Keep rotating
Let's
this way.
explore this way.
I have a
You're
Bluetooth
going for
headset.
res.
Half the squads remain.
Materials. Check.
Your Bluetooth headset too.
Yeah. I also have an external mic too, so.
I have more microphones than I know what to do with because I didn't know what I was doing when I bought microphones.
Really?
Care package incoming.
What was the original?
Just watch your backs.
I bought a really cheap like plug-in one at Walmart. It was like $29.99. It's like one of those Logitech ones, and it's just a really simple condensed mic. Then I bought a really fancy dynamic mic, the Fi-Fine one that was on Amazon with the boom arm and everything.
Okay.
Found out I don't want a dynamic condensed mic. I want an open room mic
Champion himself. It must not be very good. Wow. Looks like that was the last
One
of
note
the
is
squad.
I would shield before you do that next time. Or at least in comp. Shield before res.
Repairing my damages. Recharging shields.
Okay.
The reason being is 99% of the time that's when you'll get shot through party.
my
The whole
shields a
point is to
recharge.
survive and win, right?
Yeah.
By reviving, you are actually compromising yourself just as much as you would be healing, and therefore it breaks the rule of the 1, 2, 3 of shields, ammo, and then because you always
Give me a
prepare for the
sec.
third.
Recharging
So
shields.
you always prepare even in that situation as if there's a third
Healing.
party about to push you.
Watch my back.
Pop your shield as if you got to fight, or at least get a shield, and then go for the res. Because if he's knocked, he did, he's knocked. Like until he is revived, he is no longer in play. Just because you can get him in play doesn't mean you should sacrifice the game to do it.
Okay, that's one of the things that I always have a
Taking a
tough
knee.
decision making
Patch it up.
because like it's like what if I can get him up and by the time I get him up and then I can get a bat, he gets a bat off at the same time, then it's a total of 100 or 300 health. So instead of, or actually in that case, we're talking worst case scenario, we're talking about 125 times 2, whatever that math's out to.
So how long does it take you to get a shield swap?
Shields off can be instant.
About half a second.
Yeah.
For a half a second, you change that 300 HP, you change up to almost 400 to 500. And you make it almost the 300 HP within a lot shorter of a time frame. Because all you have to do is
Shield
heal,
battery
or get
here.
the proper shield you want once you're ready.
Fair enough.
If you need, use the shield you have to protect your health, get your health up, and then once you're done,
Healing.
so use your
Watch
health to
my
protect
back.
your shield, so full HP, and then heal up the new shield. That way at least you're not vulnerable on low HP.
That's what I tell a lot of people to do whenever I'm playing with them, and sometimes I don't listen to my own advice.
That's why people need a coach! Remember, I can help you be the best of you. There are so many people who right now are missing out on the best content of their lives of what they've always wanted to do on. They've always wanted me to do this on stream. They're like, please free coaching, and I'm like, sure, I let y'all know. Friday, we'll do a giant thing. Nobody's here. Looks like y'all don't want to improve on Apex.
Traveling.
I hit this right? Ugh. No, I lost momentum.
Almost. Powdered snow rejected. Loki kinda in the mood to play Minecraft. Kinda in the mood to play Elder Scrolls. I want to go on an adventure and kill dragons. I don't know, I've played a lot of shooting games recently.
Fair enough.
That's why I downloaded ESO and had the Xbox going last night, so I was like, dude, I miss ESO. I need to go back to killing dragons for a second.
Good work. We're inside the next ring.
You what? You haven't even gotten to play yet?
Replicator
doing?
being delivered.
Eyes up.
Oh, well, we're
Incoming
not done.
replicator.
Oh, go do your thing. We're still in the middle of coaching. Yeah, I love a chopper goose. You can even keep me one. After you, alright. Alright, baiting enemy, close range.
Oh, should I feed them since you fed them a half a bowl?
What?
Should I feed them since you fed them a half a bowl?
Just another small half a bowl if you want. If they want it. If not, leave it alone.
The only one that does is Mr. Man. I do.
Where are these squads?
That I don't know. They might be afraid of you. I think they know that I'm coaching you. I'm gonna. So a teammate, like, I'm sorry everyone's running.
Why are you right there? Like, how and when and why are you shooting an R9 at them? Stop that. You're better than that.
He is! That's funny. I'm to kill res,
Actually, Bing, do you have ult?
Very few
Let's
bangers
use your
know
ult
how
to
do
push
it.
up on that.
Someone's been there.
I'm gonna have to see if he knows how to do it properly.
Might be something good this way.
Where is he gonna put that ultimate?
Heads up. Dropping the pain.
Bro, that's not Gibraltar's ultimate!
Watch that vector. Ambush, ambush. There's another squad. Spotted. Double timing. Down to target.
How the fuck did I just kill him? Ow.
We'll take it. No judgment.
Good work.
Good play.
Been down.
Thank God you didn't turn your back. I'll take that. That was actually a good read. I don't want anyone to say he did the wrong thing right there when it came to that fight. I know that it's not the 1, 2, 3, but he actually literally skipped the 1, 2, 3 to the whole point of never turn your back to the enemy. He was oh my God, I just had audio. That was weird. I said like a lot of music audio in my ear. Anyways, yeah, you actually did 100% the right thing there. That was the perfect read. When you are in the situation where you are exposed and no longer really behind cover, you no longer have a way to escape. If you are in the fight, you have to be able to read and tell in the situation when when you're too deep into it and you gotta go. You gotta be able to read and know when that moment is. Never turn your back to the enemy. That was a huge moment, and I'm very proud of you in that moment. You did not turn your back to the enemy. You kept facing forward, and even if you have to go down, you go down shooting. So at least the minimum, if you were going to go down, because you kind of knew you were going to go down at that point because you were too exposed. If you're going down, you damage the enemy as much as possible. So either A, you might get lucky and they had lower health than you thought, or B, your teammate could possibly come in and finish the job for you on a lower damaged legend.
Right.
So that was 100% the right thing. The one thing you never want to do in that situation, the number one thing, would be turn your back to the enemy and run. Thank you. That's because you were already in the fight. That's very different. See, once you're in the fight, the idea of staying outside and baiting them towards you gets a lot harder, and therefore it kind of goes away. Then once you're in that fight, reading in that situation, you don't want to run. That's why committing and getting close range to those corner fights, that decision to get that close, it needs to be a big decision. That needs to be a decision of you're going to win no matter what. That's like a full commit decision.
Right.
Thank you. Committed. You committed. Thank you, babe. Oh, that was a great commitment.
That's one of those times when, like, the split-second decisions between a well-known, very good Pathy main versus me that could have done something, because, like, thinking back on it, I could have immediately grappled onto height and still played in a head peek and an advantage. But I just don't have that instinct built because I'm not a Pathy main.
Yeah, and that kind of reaction time would have been a play of chance. Because at that point, you're chancing and gambling in odds that the other person won't hit their shots. I always presume people can hit their shots. I always presume they're good. I get surprised and gladly surprised when they don't.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's the best way to approach it. Always assume that they have God tier aim and just be pleasantly surprised when they don't. Because that way, at least you're never upset that they have God tier aim. That's why I also like rocking the Scout of Action. You can kind of tell how good people's aims are by the Scout of Action. Anything above 100 is pretty much like their tracking's on point. 100 is 100% accuracy without missing. Once you go beyond 100, at that point, that means they're a strategic player. They're starting to use things like reloads and timing to actually get them. Because to get it beyond 100 is shooting faster. It's about shooting once every half a second. So that's shooting 2 shots a second. Accurately. That's very fast.
As one, we will be gifted with victory.
Yeah, it's just a more difficult tile frenzy.
Let's go find them all.
What did you hit last time? 93? See, 93 is right there, too. You're on the edge. You just got to get right there above 100.
I'll put the kettle on for any survivors. So, just me and you then?
I'm the jump
This is gonna be
master.
fun.
No
Trying to
pressure
call
me.
boosted?
Alright, Medtech, you're with Cryptic Blaze. Rock it out.
Hold your breath if you have to breathe.
Is Wraith a decent player? I have no clue with those stats.
Hot? Is that hot? Oh, my apologies. I thought you were taking one first. Oh, alright. I just need to make sure I'm spectating first.
Don't worry about me. I'm right now watching behind Cryptic's eyes. I'm coaching Cryptic. You guys got this.
First blood and it's
They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
using grapple.
I'm going to phase.
Ah, fuck that up.
Beginning ring countdown.
That enemy shield.
I'll be there in just a second.
I am in an extremely bad position.
No, no.
I am being chased by two different teams. That was not fun at all.
Get up close. This way.
Oh my god, that bird. Give me a second. I need to use the restroom. Go ahead. Holy smokes. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's go over a couple things. Let me know when you're back.
I'm here. Ray thought it was a good idea to queue straight into me and bring 3 players into me.
Well, I heard you saying that you're being chased by 2 teams, right?
Yeah.
That took your breath out of you. All right, so right now we're reaching about the 2-hour point. And a usual coaching session this is about when we would, of course, stop, wrap things up, and go into our final, like, talking points. Of course, we got another, half hour, so I want to play with you, like, actually play, because I want to shoot. It's been 2 hours of me watching other people shoot. I want to shoot. But let's go over right now where we have gone to. What we can work on and what we've at least been able to accomplish. Even in this session alone, I've noticed. And then we'll come up with a training plan here real quick. And then let's dive into it and have some fun. Sound good to you?
Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Okay, so going over the entire coaching session, and I'm going to actually send this to you when I'm done. Just to start off, oh my gosh. Of course, about yourself, we're going with the experience that you have Battlefield and other Battle Royale experience over 5,000 hours on Apex. That's a mistype right there. I put hours, son.
Or 5 hours.
Yeah, you have 5,000 hours on Apex. Your Diamond 2 is your max. You've been Plat 1 average. Watson Seer and Horizon main ranked. And your goals is to get to Masters. Now, do you know anything that might be a cause? What would you say is a cause, the reason you lose a lot of fights, or what's preventing you from getting to Masters?
A lot of times I am losing very simple ones that I shouldn't be losing, or I'm just not putting out the damage that I'm intending to put out. And so, it just...
Okay. Do you think a lot of what we've gone over today kind of reads into that?
Yes. I think that will definitely be helpful.
So let's go over everything that we went over in total, and I'm going to actually go over everything again for those who might have missed it, and for you if you have any questions, and we're going to do it one subject at a time. First, things that can be improved. These is just all things that we are going to work on in the future, not right now, it's not an immediate, it's just things that I have noticed that can be improved upon just off the bat, like at least to get to the level of Predator, or Masters. One, taking close range fights and quarter fights. The way that you choose those and you yourself into it, you're actually surrounding yourself and you're getting surrounded by that, and therefore making it a 1v1 situation where you're really not going to have a lot of time to prepare for a second 1v1, or in the worst case scenario, it's actually making you in 1v2 because they gave you to their teammate. So close range fights, we want to completely avoid those. It's something that we want to really improve upon, is actually letting the enemy come to you. What are your thoughts on that?
That makes sense, and that's something that will allow me to deal more damage before the fight actually starts.
Big time. And when you're pushing, this is the panel. Oh, that's right. I said we were going to go over that panel, right? We'll go over that for a second. When you're pushing enemies, it's not just the crack that actually is when you push. You only push mainly during the knock. Because if someone has a gold shield or something like that, they can, less than 3 seconds, they're pretty much popping shields. They're popping 50% of their health. And that's when you are in that compromised position where you're running out in the open, that compromise that you're taking isn't worth the compromise you put them in of the missing health. Movement between open areas. This is something that when it comes to movement and you're approaching those fights, right? I noticed even when you're going from city to city, if you don't have anyone around you, you walk out in the open. You're just kind of like walking in the middle of the path, you know? You have that mentality, just like, looking for people. Right. No, when you're doing that, you are leaving yourself really easy to be shot by somebody who could be hiding that you don't see. But it also leaves you in a position where the open rotations don't give you cover to even approach other people. So when you're moving between areas and moving between open areas, I want you to try to start moving instead, following a path of cover. So that way, no matter where they start, you can start an engagement battle. And an engagement battle is basically about gaining ground, which, as you clearly know, it's just about your engagement battles. I would basically say you're a red zone fighter when it comes to a football field, versus no matter what, the situation can actually start even on the other person's home turf. If you got to go 100 meters or 100 yards just to get that field goal or get that knock, taking it 10 yards at a time, one play at a time, that's what you got to do sometimes. But I've noticed, especially with your fighting style, you like to fight in the red zone. You fight within those last 20 meters. You try not to engage at least within that. Right?
Right.
To get to that engagement, to get within that 20%, that the 80 yards leading up to that, you're gonna want to have cover instead of moving out in the open, because that's like, honestly, running the ball slowly one at a time. So you're getting an easier and easier throw versus trying to Hail Mary it from the 20-yard line to the 80 every single time and just hoping that one Hail Mary sticks.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
There we go. All right, awesome. See, I like using analogies. That's why I asked you a lot about your past experiences. I like to try to relate it to things. Best way to work coaching.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, one thing that can be improved, and this is a skill improvement, we're going to work on actually improving this. This isn't something that's a negative, but we want to get better at, is baiting the enemy when to chase. So instead of chasing them, you only chase them when you have them either A, 1, and I mean 1 HP, and you know they're not defended by their teammates, so you know that they're separated. Or 2, baiting the enemy. You got pretty good there at the end. We actually worked on that a little bit. I noticed it, especially with that one fight with the, what was it? A Mirage, and it was on top of the building there, right at Lava City. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that fight where you made them go from the hotel. Instead of pushing to their hotel, you made them come to you. Therefore, it gave up their position the entire time, and it gave you the advantage. That fight was beautiful, and even the preparation for the third party, and then you went to another new location and made them chase you again, that's exactly what you want to do. So that baiting the enemy and knowing instead of chase, but when to force them to chase, that is, I want you to improve upon that, remember that, and try to, like, if anything, make that a big skill. That will help you, especially with your ones. That'll help separate the ones and also avoid that first thing we talked about with the taking the close range corner fights.
Right.
Remember that one-on-one? It's going to really avoid the losing those one-on-ones. And the thing that you said about how you lose your ones on those approaches, it's going to make it to where it's no longer a simple one-on-one, but what I like to call one-on-zero, because they're compromised. If they're compromised, they're not a threat, so it's not a one-on-one. It's a one-on a bot. You know what I mean? Like, it's one on someone who can't shoot back.
Right.
Use that to your advantage. And when they pull out their gun to shoot to you, that's when you can tuck. Or if you know, remember what I was talking about in that one TikTok about the full mag? If you know that's when you can capitalize, if you got that, and your instincts are great for this. If you're reading that you're hitting those shots in that full mag, don't duck. Finish the job. ADS. All right, so yeah, baiting the enemy when to chase. Any questions about that one?
No. Just gotta practice it and put it into action more.
Yeah. You're rocking it. You're making great strides. I can't, like, after a week, I can't see what you do next week. Now, ADS then hipfire when applicable can be improved upon. I don't think we need to go too dive into that. Just, hey, remember to ADS and then hipfire whenever they're close range.
Right.
Right? Right. I don't think we need to do that one. Time for heal / res. We went over it a little bit. The 1, 2, 3. Did you see the video about the 1, 2, 3? Have you ever heard of the 1, 2, 3?
I am familiar a little bit, but not 100%.
So the 1, 2, 3 is really simple, as pretty much you need to, when it comes to a fight, you always prepare for more. You always prepare to keep going. You always keep going in the fight. You always think of the next step. If you're an Army Ranger that's as huge into you, use the environment, the things you have around you to always prepare for whatever the next threat is or the next objective. That's like something you always go over, especially. Don't ask how I know they're training. I got a lot of friends. So the timing for the heal and res is pretty much the thought process of once someone is knocked, though you want to keep them around, leave no man behind, you should not sacrifice the end mission with what you have left just to try to recover them. Because at that point, once they're knocked, it is a recovery mission. And a recovery should not be done until what I call the healing stage. When you are in a fight, the main fights, if you are staying alive and not knocked, the main fighting steps are once they are knocked, like once the job is done, it is shield, ammo, heal. First, you need to work on your shield. Make sure you can try to get some kind of shield or defense. Make sure your ammo is ready. Make sure you are fully reloaded for your guns. Remember we went over that. You even heard that a couple times. Then, after you know the situation is clear, you can then heal or res. Now, when you heal and res, of course, you don't want to run away from the fight. And I'm not talking about like if you're in the middle of a fight. When it comes to the middle of a fight, timing for healing and resing, you had that pretty much set down. You res behind, you time behind doors. In the middle of a fight, you got your healings perfectly fine. That looks fine. But when it comes to reviving someone and always preparing for that third party, you always want to keep in mind that 1, 2, 3 of make sure you are safe because you are a viable agent. While you are alive, you are still a viable legend. You can still fight. You can still win. If you are knocked, you cannot fight and you cannot win. So you are your main priority. Once you are safe, you go for that heal, you go for that res, you get them up, and you swap the fight. Now, of course, depending on the situation, I would always, if you have a shield and you have your ammo, if you have choice, I would always go res, then heal yourself. Your health does not matter more. You can heal while that other person is also healing. You need to get that res off, but getting yourself defended and yourself ready to fight someone matters first before you get that res.
Right.
That's a big priority. A lot of people get that mixed up. They think they want to heal and stuff. Like, yeah, they always mix it up. So I just really want to get that in your mind. That's going to be your best way to prepare for all of the third priorities, and always stay on your toes, ready for that next step.
All right. I will keep that in mind.
And that literally came into play with that fight on top of the tower, as you saw. When you healed before you got shielded, I would have shielded, then healed. And then when we explained the reason why, you actually get more health in the long run, because it only takes half a second to swap your shield.
Right.
Because you're quick. You be fast. You be like lightning. The other night, I saw you. I saw what you did. You tried to turn the light switch off, and you were in bed before the light was even dark. Sorry, excuse my French. Yes, I tried to quote Muhammad Ali. All right, I'm not the best. It worked. All right. Do you have any questions about that timing to heal? Because that's a big topic. Like, I want to dive in it and stress the importance of, but it's very simple, to understand once you get it.
I totally get it.
Awesome. You're so smart. I love it.
Drink
All
some
right,
water.
and then say that again.
I said drink some water.
Drink some water.
And check your chat.
Oh man, I'm trying to. I don't know what it is. Nerves. I talk faster the more nervous I am. I don't know how I talk this fast. All right, I'm gonna try to slow down. Last thing that can be improved upon: staying on the outside of third parties. When you are fighting people, and you did a really good job. I think you had a charge rifle. You just had bad guns for it. You did a really good job though. One fight you were in the middle of Fragment, where you were observing everyone around. Or no, it wasn't in Fragment. There was a first thing that Pathfinder. There was actually a better example. You were at staging, I think it was, where you were up on the rails, and then you had to verse that 1v1 against that Pathfinder who was also up on the rails. Do you remember that fight?
Yes.
The way you stayed on the outside of, you were observing those two fights, and you were trying to pick who to choose, and chose to shoot and win. Instead of fighting in the middle of that and getting caught up in the middle, staying on the outside is actually a lot better of a choice, and choosing when to push. So once that team is compromised, you have your basics of, where your front line is, and then every time someone's knocked, that's when you want to push up. So on every push, or when they know they're going to heal, whenever you know they will not shoot you while you're moving, that's when you want to push up. So you get your baseline defense. If you would have won that 1v1 against that Pathfinder, that was just, an unfortunate, basically like another sniper in the nest is what you'd call that. There was another one of you around there. If you would have taken them out, staying on the outside, let's go to the imagery of we were on the outside of that fight. Once you go and start getting those knocks, if you see one of those teams get completely wiped, okay, when they go to either res, swap, or do anything, you need to be gaining ground and putting on that offense. If you can, and you can single it out to the 1v1 that's left or the 1v2 that's left, and you know how to play the 1v1 and the 1v2, you know how to make them bait you and everything, don't let them get the res. If they have that knock and they go for it, take advantage. In the situation of, if you can get that, okay, push it. If you try to get that ground and they get that res off, you need to once again turn it into the situation where it is no longer a third party, because remember, everyone's healed up at that point. You need to turn it into this is why you stay on the outside. You need to turn it into a chasing fight again. If you're caught up in the middle, you get into a position where it's hard for you to let them chase you, and therefore it's hard for you to separate them. Third parties are kind of tricky. It's pretty much you need to approach, see what you can do, and once you read into that, like, this is why staying on the outside matters. Once you read whether or not you can, capitalize or not, that's when you need to either decide to back out or push in. But you need to, as long as you can, try to stay on the outside of that third party. Read the situation as much as you can. Get as much info on that situation as you can, and keep as much pressure on as you can.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of counter 2, a lot of what we saw where you would see 2 teams fighting, and I noticed you would go into the fight with whatever gun you had, and you would pretty much make it a corner fight and a 1v1 while in the same building as that entire other 2 teams fighting. Therefore, you are putting yourself in the middle and surrounding yourself with enemies.
Right.
And a really good reason that you also want to stay on the outside is in that building or in buildings when you see people are fighting that way, what's something a lot of people like to do? If they're smart, the other team is going to bait that team. However, if they're going to bait that team, how are they going to do it? They're going to run towards you. More than likely, because if you're on the outside, they're going to run either towards you or away from you. Either way, giving you an advantage on both teams. If they run towards you, how do we shoot people who are running? We shoot people who are running towards us, right?
Yeah.
So that turns it into that situation. If they run towards you and they're baiting the other team, that's why you always stay on the outside, is you now have advantage to shoot them. And the other team is already in the position where they're being baited. Any questions?
Not currently. I think that all makes fairly good sense.
Awesome sauce. That's everything I have right now that can be improved. We're going to come up with a training plan. Do you have any questions or anything about today's session? Anything you came up with? Any questions about scenarios?
Really and truly, no. Like, everything just right now is just putting it into practicality.
Yes. Boom. Okay, I have my panel up. Sweet. I can send this to you. So, this is something you can use as a really good reference as well. And you'll also find on this the ranked map, if you didn't save it from the TikTok. Upload file, solid state, Apex panel, Coach Frosty's panel. Oh. So this PDF is actually all the panel tiles. And let me know when you have it open. We can go over a couple things real quick. For everyone on stream, here you go. Let me know when you're rocking it.
I have it up.
Sweet. All right. So as we go through it, to scroll past the first 2 panels right there, you can see the base to Apex. That's a lot of things I go over in that panel. Aim settings and stuff we went over even today. Looting and gear, you know looting, you know gear. We went over all that. Rotating engagement, you're really good with that. How to win. We went over how to adjust. Ammo heals. I went over also with other people what they should carry. You pretty much have a good, read on that. Speed looting, shield swapping, stuff like that. That stuff all I go over in the panel. When rotating, okay, this is one thing I wanted to stop at. Do you see the panel about how to rotate?
Yes.
All right, so find where you want to land, find the next circle, find the route with the most cover. Remember that moving between cover thing?
Yes.
I was mentioning? Use the edge of ring and positioning your defense, which positioning your defense is allowing the enemies in to basically push you. You want to get a defense where they have to come to you. When you are landing on this map in Kings Canyon rank, this is a big thing. Look, this is all completely updated with original names, by the way, of Kings Canyon. So you can see Two Pines Outpost is out there. Hillside Outpost is properly named and everything. You got High Desert properly named. Like, everything's out there. Grandma's and Goldilocks is the only thing that's an unofficial fake name, but it's still labeled with that gold tier loot. You see that pretty much all the high tier loot is on the outside. The only good high tier loot is in the middle, is actually at Bunker, Containment, and Watchtower. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
So the thing is that if you were playing ranked, Watchtower, Containment, Bunker, Slum Lakes, Hillside Outpost, and pretty much everything inside that little area right there, all counters the whole using the edge of the ring. That is dead in the center and surrounded by enemies. Considering only half of those spots are actually high tier loot, there's a lot better spots you want to land, and then when to rotate in, you don't want to rotate through open areas. Big open areas, remember I told you about moving between cover? When you rotate, if you land, say, artillery, I want you to learn to use the cover of going like Spotted Lake, Runoff, Airbase, not going Watchtower, Bunker, High Desert. Because this is going through the middle versus this is using this edge, this entire edge right here, no one can push you from. This uses the edge, also provides the most cover. High Desert, Containment, all of this is open ground areas, and open areas do not provide cover, therefore you want to avoid them if you can. And that's like a big thing where that I was telling you about how to move between cover. That's going to come into play huge in these big open areas is if you have to move through these areas, you need to be moving between rocks to rocks to rocks. Those small like edges and boulders.
Absolutely. That is
Now, I'm
one of the,
guessing. Go ahead.
so that's one of the comms that I make whenever I'm solo or duo queuing. When I'm playing with the normal squad, they are familiar with that, but that's actually one of my buddies' favorite landing spots is artillery. So if circle does pull mid or north, then we always make the spotted lake rotation. You know, we always go left side of spotted lake, just because we can stay on the edge and stay closer to pit.
Which is a great exact choice. You always want to try to cover up you want to cut off as much ground as possible without pinching yourself. So like right there, always good. The only thing you do want to kind of avoid is that back left building. If you get too far into that corner, people can pinch you against the wall, and then you kind of become the situation where it's like duck hunting at a fair. You're just kind of lined up on the wall, moving back and forth for people.
Right.
But yeah, and as you can see, a big thing slept on is the high loot on the outside edge out here by swamps. Don't miss out on that loading center, especially. Like, there's actually a lot of good loot out there, and as well, a lot of cover. And a lot of people do not use that because they don't like going into that area, but that area is actually the most safe to fight in, if we're being honest.
Loading center, or it's a no name now, is such a terrible spot to fight if you're in mid to late game.
Loading center?
Yeah.
All you need to do is hold the high ground and the wall that's right between it and the rig. You can actually play it to almost all three sides, and the high ground of loading center always matters most. The person with the high ground usually wins. Now, when it comes to engagement, high ground, 9% of the time, always wins. Dude, we all saw Star Wars. That one just is a truth. So that if you can, I have the high ground. Anakin! Let's be honest. If anything, I would be Anakin. I wouldn't be Obi.
How many times have we all thought that we were Anakin?
Bro.
In this game.
Like, oh my god, I'm evil. I have the Force. I have the power of the dark side. I feel like my knowledge of, like, this map alone, my knowledge of the map and stuff, I feel like is the dark side. Like, I have powers. All right, now let's go down to the next panel. How to engage. Do you have any questions about any of this? Do you want to go over step by step? I want you to try to explain how you think it's the best way to work with it.
The one part that I continue, at least at the plat level, and like non-permanent teams, the position 3 different angles oftentimes to be a lot more detrimental than it is beneficial. At least at the plot level, just because there's so often that it's a struggle to still have some team camaraderie. Not camaraderie, that's the wrong word, but cohesion, that's the word I'm looking for. Out of that, because it's just one of those situations where they don't know, someone doesn't know how to get back to their team whenever they get a 3-stack push coming towards them. So it's one of the things that's like, how to do better at that. It's one of the few.
Quick question. Are you asking in a scenario of you solo queuing?
I use the Apex Discord a lot, so not as bad as solo queuing, but just as efficient.
Bet. This situation, we are going to presume, A, these are your teammates that you pre-squatted with, and they have also gone through the basic training of how to fight, of pushing, of baiting people. This is under that assumption. When you really stack up and find the teammates who are going to push with you, you need to find other people. If you really want to make it to Masters, you need to find people that can do this, basically all of this, that can go over everything we did today with the small stuff. They need to be able to do all of this as good as you, if you want to really engage with them. If you like stacking with randoms who unfortunately don't know how to position themselves, then removes that factor out of it. Positioning 3 separate angles is really dependent on that team cohesion and the teamwork and communicating of the fact of knowing that they need to do that. So that situation, only in that situation. If you want to stack up in the more solo queuing thing, then that is always a determination of, I want you to remember one thing if you're in a fight, okay? Instead of that first word, if you're solo queuing and like presuming that they're random and you don't really know how they fight, one thing I want you to remember when it comes to positioning, be within range to back them up and revive them, but at the same time, out of range enough to where you can escape and play for the win. Because in a battle royale, the only thing that matters is the last team standing. And we've gone over, you know how to win your 1v3. So if you need to position yourself to where you are close enough to help them, but close enough to run away, do so. If you need to stay within 10 meters, go for it. If they need to stack up on each other, go for it. But positioning 3 separate angles within 20 meters is definitely going to be under the presumption you have 3 stacked friends who also know how to fight and know to not give up that ground. In the words of a very wise man with a blue lightning bolt on his face, never give up the line. Hold the line. You want to hold the line. You need to hold the line. You need to have teammates who can hold the line and not cower, actually, and break that line and create a situation where the team can surround you. The other team can surround you.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm quoting Braveheart for those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Hold the line. They may take our hearts, but they will never take our freedom. Sorry. That dude, for those who don't know. But yeah, you want to always hold the line. Holding the line is always very important. So that is under that situation. Now, next one. Peek, move, engage together. I pretty much, honestly, a lot of this is all about being 3 stacked and being with people who are going to communicate. Because a lot of this is communication and positioning. We go through it, literally peek, move, and engage together. So you need to communicate who's pushing, who's shooting, who's looting, who's doing what. You can only have one person not engaging at a single time at most if you're anything past plat. You should not all 3 be looting ever at any single time. You need to have 1 to 2 people putting out a gun or putting out a scouting while others loot and then swap out for each other because you need to always have that defense up. And that's why engage together. Never engage random squads solo. Always tell people when you're going to engage, kind of stuff like that. Communicate location, legend, damage, and shield. So I'll show you what I mean on the comms of how I get that out. Pings is a great way to work with it. Legend, try to give the legend if you can. Now that does matter if you can give it, but the damage and shields, literally you call it out as simple as number and color, which I think I've heard you done before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just number and color. So if you do like 78 purple, or you do 178, do 178 purple flesh, like make sure you're calling that out so people are at least aware, and try to call it the legend you did it to. Because if you miscommunicate who you did that damage to and mislead someone, they can push when they shouldn't. And that can actually, miscommunication can mess you up right there. Provide cover when teammates need to heal. That's again what I was talking about peek, move, and get together. Only heal 1 person at a time if you can. You never want to have all 3 of you looting, because if all 3 of you are looting or healing, who's shooting the enemy or preventing them from approaching you and surrounding you? Now, in the very last one, do I need to go over that last one? Do you recognize it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Do you recognize it? Shield,
Yeah.
ammo, heal. That one's as simple as the shield. We went over that one. Shield, ammo, heal. How to win. This is a big capitalization, especially in pred lobbies. This is gonna matter. Hold defense in the circle. Let them come to you. Be the third party. Always stay on the outside. Capitalize on knocks, not breaks. Every pro can get a bat off in 6 seconds. Don't try to capitalize on a break. Capitalize on knocks. Knocks matter more. Have confidence. When it comes to knocks, you move up that 20 meters 1 at a time. It's basically a ground of like taking ground on the enemy. Fight it how they used to fight the wars. There's a reason they fought those wars that way. You take ground slowly but surely. It's the safest way for the least amount of casualties and a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
Take steps forward.
I'm assuming I'm making the assumption that you know about our Omaha drill.
Wait, let me Google to refresh myself. That sounds very familiar. Oh my, I just Googled Google.
Dumbass.
A little bit. Omaha drill. That's the one where you run back to front, right? Back to front?
Yeah.
Omaha drill. Oh, no, Omaha drill is the 1v1. Give up ground 1v1. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Or wait, that's the Oklahoma drill. No, isn't the Omaha drill where you are running in a straight line and someone from the back has to run in front of the front?
You're side by side, one fires while the other's moving, the other one fires while the other one's moving, and you're both trading ground while keeping damage downrange.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Why in the hell am I thinking? I was not thinking of that at all. Okay, I know what you're talking about, though. I know that concept, yeah. I call that leapfrogging. I was like, what in the... I thought Omaha drill was totally set where you ran from the back. I was wrong. Alright, so, yeah, that's like leapfrogging. Gotcha. Did you just make me do push-ups? You pain in my ass?
You're welcome.
Alright, so that panel, save it, use it if you want, take notes from it if you ever have questions about it. Those are the essential things that I kind of go over. Those are all panel topics. But I really want you to A, look at that map, and B, think about the things that can be improved. Now, with a training plan, you want to get yourself to masters. What do you want to focus on more? Do you want to focus on your engagements more, or do you want to focus on your surviving more? Do you want to focus on winning more, or do you want to focus on killing more?
Killing more.
Killing more. Okay. So for your training plan for killing, we are gonna work on this.
Because I can survive and like in ranked lobbies, it's being able to be more effective with my team is my largest I can't decide how I want to word English.
That's what I say is English. You know what words I meant, I got you. To improve effective 1v1s, we are gonna go with...
At the very least, every single time I get in a fight, I want to be like, look, I won my one. I did what I needed to do. I'm slowly but surely buying all the whites again. Buying all the white skins. So then at least I can either get more crafting materials or maybe finally get my second heirloom because I only got my first one earlier this week.
Did you see my video? I got my first one after... I don't know how many hours I have. I don't know how long I've been playing. 2 level 500 count, over 10,000 games. I got my very first heirloom, and I instantly used it for Bangalore. I didn't know who else to get. I'll tell you, I was between Bangalore and Revenant because the scythe is so cool.
Yeah, it is. I don't play Revenant very much, so
that was my only thing holding me back. I was like, but I don't play him.
I got Watson's.
Oh, dude, you got Watson. Yeah, because you said you were maining it too.
Yeah,
I like that skin. Sorry, keep going.
Oh wow, that's bright after I got done. I play the most in ranked, so she was the one that makes the most sense because I'm be playing ranked a lot. Might as well just play. Get to enjoy. I'm spending 2k crafting materials. Because I do believe once I hit level 100, I start getting Apex packs every 5 levels. It's still 10, or something like that.
Away from there.
No, I should have just bought the Lone Star, so then if any reskins of the Lone Star came out, I could just buy the reskins. Well, I have a bunch of skins for the Area 45. uses the
I don't know how to use preposition. That. Alrighty. I gotta save us. Okay. Oh no, I messed up. There we go. Okay. MI_CRYPTICBLCE. One. Save. Nice. And X out of this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share this bad boy with you. Oh shoot, where in the world did I save it?
The world may never know. I like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
That's the wrong thing. Yeah, something like that. Where's Edge? That's what I had. Where's the Microsoft? Okay, save as. Where is it saving at? Oh man, why does it keep doing that? For some reason it makes one of my students their profile like the default save thing. There it is. Okay, I found it. All right, and then where's yours? Here we go. Paste. Awesome. All right, hopefully that processes. There you go. So that is a session overview, and right there at the end is what we are going to work on. So that's going to be your homework, or basically your main training on what you do over the week to kind of work on the improvements that I have listed above. Control 2. I'm a tater tot. There you go. So the training plan is to improve basically effective one-on-ones, because that's what we want to work on most. Practice this strategy in pub, trios, lobbies, not duos. And the reason is in duos, it is going to be a lot harder to separate enemy squads, and it is also not going to be as effective to repeat the process and be a more realistic situation in ranked. And you're at the skill level where you should be able to do this. But basically the strategy is you want to attempt to separate by baiting enemies away one at a time away from their squad and force them to chase you into the open and basically into those open areas, the big compromising areas. If you land hot, like over in Fragment, the big open areas, there's especially open areas outside the train area where the respawn beacon is, outside of Streamer Building. Also behind where the actual train station is, back next to those cliffs, there's a big open area that actually leads up to the backside of Fragment that you can use as bait. So if you drop in any of those locations, there are locations you can bait enemies towards. So try to use those, try to find areas and everywhere that you can to bait them into, force them into a 1v1, fight them, capitalize, do your 1, 2, 3, and then try to repeat that process again. Try to do it to another enemy if you can.
Okay.
Basically, you're gonna bait them one by one. And now the big rule, this is why it's practice, you're not allowed to push them. You are not allowed to approach them unless you get, and this is why you're, basically what this is hopefully gonna do is gonna teach you more ways to also bait enemies and what's going to be effective and what's not going to be. But you're not allowed to push them until there's only one enemy left. You have to get them to bait and chase you. If it's ineffective, you need to change it up. If something's you keep repeating the same process and they refuse to bait you, try something else. Maybe shoot them and try to get their teammate to chase you. Use breaking one of them to get their other teammate to chase you or something. Try to mix it up. I want you to come up with different strategies, come up with anything you can to basically bait the enemy, get them to chase you one at a time. And you're not allowed to push them, or you shouldn't push them in their best ability. Try not to push them until only one enemy is left.
Okay.
All right. How you feel?
I'm feeling good. I think that's going to be quite a bit of fun to be able to play with you, and then once I get done playing with you and take a short break, and then I'm going to jump on ranked.
Rocket, are you down to play some right now? You want to rock it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it. Uh-oh, I'm about to get in trouble. I'm using somebody else's account. Oh. Oh. Let's hope I can hit my shots here. Have I added any of my settings? Uh-oh. Now, when I fight in ranked as Bangalore, I use it as a big controller. When it comes to close range, though, unless you have a digital threat, once I smoke out the enemy, because I'll try to never smoke us unless, like, worst case scenario. Once I smoke out the enemy, just wait on the outside of the smoke, they'll run away from me. And just shoot them when they try to run away. It's basically I'm forcing them to do that bait thing, but instead of
Everything wanted to kill me.
you baiting them,
This'll be
I'm baiting
relaxing.
them away. I'm scaring them away.
It's also why I'm playing Vantage, so I can just abuse your sniper and your smokes.
Exactly. That also works. Bangalore's play really well with Bloodhound, Sears,
Introducing your
Vantage,
champion.
Sheila, and
I survived
Rampart,
being
actually.
swallowed by the dark heart of the universe. So
Because
you lot
if you can disable
wee bit
people's abilities and I
Ask
can
Jump Master,
disable their aim assist,
I promise to
bro,
find us
they're
a good place
bots.
to kill everyone.
Dude, me and a buddy ran that so many times.
May your
It was
bullets hit their marks,
abusive.
and not me.
Alright. Ooh, hello, buddy. You have a sparkly trail. Are we chasing them? Alright.
I'm not
stay on
trail
outside.
chasing.
Enemy over there.
Okay.
We got 2 people there, so land on outside. They're gonna be the first engagement. Get what you can.
I'll never succumb myself to trail chasing. I did it before I could hit plat consistently. I used to trail chase diamond trails, but ever since I've hit diamond, I don't do that anymore because I realize how shitty it is.
It's so mean, and also, it wouldn't be very advantageous. Alright, so I get 1 gun and I go. If I don't have a vest within my first 2 guns, I dip.
Okay.
Because right now, if you hear they're already engaging, this fight, most fights usually last only 45 seconds.
Okay, I'm popping the Celtic cell real quick.
Can't afford to lose anyone.
First
Oh my god, I have your aim right now.
First frag out.
Absolutely phenomenal.
45 seconds. Ring fire. Reload for the letdown ring.
Need a new angle on this.
Block him for a sec. I missed a couple shots.
Give my shields a ring.
Raise tag. Take him
Cracked him.
down. I cracked a target's
Okay,
shield.
you got that angle now. So do you see how I already readjusted my angle?
Yeah.
I just naturally do that because I don't expect others to. But I'm already approaching from that other angle. They're inside.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah.
Third party. They're trying to corner us. Enemy spotted. Oscar Mike. I'm spotted.
Oh, 45, she's flesh. 110. Nice.
Reloading. Whole
Oh my
squad
god,
down.
what in the world was that
Herd
person's
gets
name?
thinner.
Remember, I'm not your priority.
For the stupid dumb.
Fight as if I'm
Recharging
already
shield.
dead. Once I'm knocked, I'm out of the fight.
No, I broke
Alright.
the 180.
Good try. That person just needs to not exist. Killed in 4K, I like it. Wait tag. Yeah.
Triple masters. And she hit me for like 3 fucking shots out of the
Killed myself though like 6 times. Like, how would they? I shouldn't be in these lobbies. They're putting me in your lobbies. Or something. Stop being mean, Apex. But that worked out really well. You see how it is? The least was pushing me when I'm a little bit more serious. I just need to hit my shot. Settings. Says, don't shoot, I'm friendly. I'm not friendly.
I was born ready.
You can make
So
any
I
other
don't know
legend
what
besides the
number it
bases
is.
on that.
If you can't keep up, you're straight out of luck.
You want to guess the first legend I ever bought?
I'm going to guess Valk.
No, Valve didn't exist when I first bought a legend, bro. I'm a beta player. And I do not mean season 0. I mean I actually played the beta for Xbox Ambassadors. Like before February.
Okay.
I've never taken a season off of Apex. So I played literally since February 2019 and like continued. I've never stopped.
Who was the first legend?
Mirage. He was my man back in the day. Bro, duping people used to be the strat. Before they invented wallhack seer, he was the strat,
I'm the
man.
master. I'll pick us a good perch.
I think he should get his invisibility back, and I think that all of his clones should be able to make noise and shoot.
Looks interesting
Oh,
over
and
here.
shoot, that'd be interesting.
They can't deal damage, but they can still like appear like the shooting and healing.
I think the #1 legend. Alright, we're gonna double team this guy. We got one outside in the circle. No advantage.
Fire! I broke an enemy shield. Moving.
How did that miss?
Need a medic.
First blood.
Alright, anything right here. Take
Get
it.
down some prey. Shattered shield. Reloading. Nearby, it closes and down to
Close one, bubble rocket.
We're good. Or die when I don't need you.
That's another one of those times Hipfire screwed me.
30 seconds left and the
He
ring's close.
shielded before he rezzed. And then he went to upgrade.
Level 2.
Yes! Just round of applause, chat. Round of applause on that one. I literally hurt my hands upon it. I was more concerned on seeing whether or not you would do that than I was winning that. Also, I broke her ankle. That was kind of funny.
Healing up.
Because she had a gun on me first, and like, I just snapped underneath her like arm.
Let's not get caught
Couldn't see
outside.
me. Oh, that's a little fun fact, by the way. And I know you've probably figured this out, but chat and everyone listening, if you want to really bamboozle someone,
Give my shields a recharge.
break their sight by going into their character. When you go like at people's feet and stuff, it will mess with their vision so bad to try to look down at you, or even to try to hit you. You can literally, if you're gonna mess with someone and break their ankles, get as close to their body as possible.
Level 3.
Care package.
It also closes to the pivot point, so it makes it a
Let's get
faster
this care
movement.
package clean.
I'm doing the thing I probably shouldn't be doing.
What's that?
I'm running the wingman.
It's okay if I hear boom, ting, boom, ting, boom, ting. I know what's happening.
Taking a knee. Patching up.
Oh,
Plug
who's to my
both here.
right?
Heavy, inelegant. Perfect.
Nice. Somebody made a noise to my right. It might have been a bird.
Let's go, Echo.
I'm curious, can I stand on these? I can stand on these.
It was not a bird.
Hostile. Danger close.
Just an enemy.
Let's go pew pew.
Let's go pew pew. I have no more shields. What a shame.
Light ammo here.
Doesn't help me yet. I don't have a light ammo gun.
Shield cell here.
Let's throw cells.
Ooh. Somebody
Give me a
just did.
sec. Recharging shields.
Alright. I'm gonna play leapfrog. You hold there. Oh, nobody's over here. Where are they? Oh, they went up top.
I think someone, yeah, someone's to the left.
Yeah, left side. You little fishy, don't you cry. Baby's gonna smoke you, it's alright.
How'd you open and close the door?
Your tactical will interact with it. If you are on the way that the doors are facing, it'll force it closed. If you're on the way that the doors are not facing, it'll open it
Arc Star
up.
out.
So how'd you manage to do both on the same door?
Two different, my Bangalore pops in 3 different things, so I'm guessing one landed
Let's
here, one landed
reposition
here.
here.
I don't know.
Spotted. Double timing
I
it.
can't explain.
You know your smoke sleep doors, or they should leave doors one shot. I don't know if they still do anymore.
I'm playing with them. They're 2 steps.
I cracked both of them.
Bye, guys. Oh, they're gonna recover. Thanks for this white shield. And there you go. Little note there. Did y'all see how once I got my knock, I was bait for the other guy to chase me, and therefore my teammate could shoot him in the butt? Be the distraction. Now, you will not get this level of like being able to manipulate the enemies from most people. I have an instinct for it. It's so much fun. If anything, that's my special skill. Also, not ever having HP is also my special skill. No help! I go without help too often.
Moving tackle for a better angle.
Nah, but for real, I'm very good at fighting someone, backing in and out, and making them chase me. I've become really good at separating people from their squad. I play solo duos a lot, though. You guys see that? That's what I stream it all the time. I'm just solo queuing duos.
Let's go, Echo.
It's fun that way.
I hate how this bird actually has like a brain, and they actually put time into the bird's AI. Because it doesn't just automatically. There, yeah. I'm gonna go for head.
Target spotted. Gibby moving right. He's making a move.
41 blue.
I'm all the way down.
Another team. I dropped.
I hate gibbies. They're so thick and delicious.
Thick boys.
They're so thick. They're the best thing for a 4K. They're the worst thing to 1v1. I swear to you.
Especially when you're running a wingman.
Left side. I don't know if you hear that.
I suck.
Need your shots, my man! Oh, there we go! We're going! You have such a cool skin for it, too!
Launching to a new angle.
Dude, that whistle would get me. I would have to turn that off.
Out you go.
I do now. Go up there. Fuck. Timing on this is terrible. I hate that they don't give me a
Echo's picked a sweet angle.
You were so free down there, but just little heads up.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice whenever you got my banner. Nice. Gibby is thick and he's mean. I dislike his face. What the problem with me is that I always aim for headshots too, because I'm like I try to go for headshots. That will literally make the difference, especially in a lot of 1v1s. So Gibby, because I aim for the upper chest, that means I aim dead for his shield. But the best way to shoot him is actually in the legs.
Moving there.
If you shoot him in the belly, you'll do more damage faster than you'll actually shoot him in the head. Unless you get just that little bit that's like
oh shit!
Out.
Why are you?
It's okay, I'm safe. Play for yourself. Don't worry, I'm fine. Watch this.
Recharging shield.
Time to drop, shock, and rock.
Bum, 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 hi!
Warning. Ring closing.
We're inside inside the ring.
He
One last thing
looked
to
at me. He literally looked at me in the eyes and was like, "Are you shitting me?" I dropped right on it.
Taking fire. Recharging my shield.
That was not.
New kill leader. Call him if you spot him. Care package
By the way,
incoming.
enemies who have high
We all
ground, there's
learned
one
this.
place they can't
Just watch
shoot,
your
and
back.
it's underneath their own feet. That's why I cut off. That's what I cut off their underneath. That's why I went there.
Attention. The
Let's
kill
go,
leader has
Echo.
been eliminated.
Current angle sucks. Switching it up.
Have you ever seen anything tall or big in any movie ever? The number one way it gets taken out is by something wrapping around its feet and flipping it upside down. There.
This dude's a fucking craver.
Does she really? Ooh,
Round
not
3. Beginning ring countdown.
We're already.
Pop in the
Am I be
chimney.
unpredictable enough to do this?
Approach a craver? Well, I just gave you cover, bro.
Being delivered.
Replicator
Look
touching
at
down.
that. Oh, are you in here?
Reloading.
Oh, sweet.
There's 2 of them up there still. I cracked one and then dropped.
Taking fire. Spotted. Double
I
timing
missed
it.
every shot because I'm terrible, and then I just mantled on accident. That's my fault. Go away, Valkyrie.
Nope. You're not dying.
They're coming. Oh, they're mean. I hit no shots. I'll blame that on that.
She was a roller player and just beamed me on that first blast.
I like how I'm just randomly getting a bunch of stuff from my wife's account. Alrighty. One more?
Yes.
Let's do it. And then I need to eat something.
I love how the military is like, you know, you guys need to be healthy and like we have all these rules, but they shut down our DFAC because their idea was to do have us eat either burgers or chicken or like buttered chicken sandwiches for the next fucking like 2 weeks.
Bro, I was in the Navy.
Lock and load, rinse,
We have
repeat.
gourmet
It's
chefs.
fast
I've been shooting since I was a baby. I was a very dangerous baby.
Bro, I have a spread for breakfast even on the ship. What you mean? I didn't live your life, sorry. Navy.
You kids.
That will make everyone in the military so fuming mad except the Navy. Or Air Force. Air Force will just be laughing and their fancy lazy boys going smoking on their fancy cigars.
Well,
I always imagine like the monocle dude from Monopoly Man. That's what like an Air Force guy turns into.
Valid.
Let's land here. Swallowed a bug.
Dude, I was Navy. We legit have cooks, bro. Like, I actually had egg, sausage, and like stuff every morning. I had grapefruit all the time too. We have citrus fruit galore. I made this thing called super juice, and it would like get rid of any sickness. It was 2 oranges and 1/2 of a grapefruit squeezed into a glass, bro. It was like super juice every morning. We had E12 pills at the ready. They shoved that shit down our throats. We had coffee like bought for us. Yeah, the Navy food-wise takes care of us. We didn't have to really suffer MREs too much. Like we had to eat them every once in a while for like training. We didn't actually have to eat them when we were on the ship.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
Got this spot.
There's
in my sights.
Volt there.
Shotgun bolt here.
Should be pinging that, you fucking virgin.
Round 1. Beginning ring
So
countdown.
yeah, let alone was I all
This
let
way.
alone
Let's go.
nukes. I was in training for like a year and a half, so I was at a training facility. So over in NPTC, I had a mess hall there, and then when I was on the ship, I was on 69, TV and 69. So that's a carrier, and we got a big mess hall there, and we're a flagship, so that means we even have like nicer stuff, because you know that's where people put us. Like, yeah, we're the ones under like always under the microscope. They take pictures of and stuff.
Yeah.
Pop in the chimney.
For people people who don't understand what a flagship is.
It's like a command for us, pretty much. Right, it's the right.
It's the ship. Yeah, it's the ship that leads them. All right, let's see if I can place that nade right. Oh, I missed it.
There's a new kill. Old one's dead or
Somebody already
slacking
shield
off.
swap. These guys might be half decent.
Got a tag on him. Opening fire on our
Okay,
prey.
well, I opened it up with 70 damage.
Tucking an arc star.
I could hit my shots, bro. I am so bad right now.
Why are you sliding out like that?
I can't hit shots. I'm bad. I'll do another one. That was bad.
Checking for loot here.
I don't know what's going on with my aim, but I'm like wonky right now.
You're also doing what you're telling me not to do.
Use a wingman?
No, you're pushing in.
Oh. Yeah, a little bit. PC lobbies go.
At 70 damage, we should have waited for a knock and kept playing that door in.
There was no door on my side. No,
Well, I meant doorway.
Yeah, I made a bad push, but also I should have hit the shots. I hit none. I'm hitting none. I don't know why my aim's bad. Honestly, I know why. Something about my ADS is slow because when I tried to move it left, it wasn't moving enough for me. Now, what's causing that? That's the question we gotta figure out. Is it my hipfire is too slow because your hipfire does affect your ADS? Or is it because my ADS is too slow?
Remember, the fight ain't over until we
Winning
win.
is the only way to stay free.
One thing you find out the older you get, especially at 30 years old, your sights can change. The days you eat breakfast and your meals that you have can actually like affect how you're doing. If you don't eat breakfast, you're dragging along, your brain's operating slow, you'll need a slower sense. If you're cracked, you ate a really full breakfast, all 5 food groups, you got the fruits, the veggies, the whole 9, and you're
I'm the jump
feeling
master.
it,
I'll pick us a good
you
perch.
might have to increase your sense so you're actually like you're not feeling so dragged.
Fair.
May
I
your
never eat
bullets hit
breakfast,
their
so.
marks, and not me.
That's terrible. And army man nonetheless. They don't force you.
No. But so like I don't eat breakfast because I eat a huge lunch.
Yeah.
And if I eat breakfast then I can't eat lunch.
Gotcha. I am all about breakfast. Breakfast to me is the most important meal. I'll eat small lunch, big breakfast, big dinner. Actually, I'll like snack for lunch. I pretty much live off 2 meals a day, just breakfast and dinner.
I do dinner and lunch and then a bunch of snacks. But like I'm trying to put on weight, so it's really beneficial for me to do it that way.
Why is it every time I'm not ready is when they push? Give me half a second. I was really trying to adjust my like table IRL, and I was like,
Why do you have that angle? That is so weird.
Little guy.
We have 2 cracks and back knee. They're gonna get aggro off that.
there we go. He's on that 156 hurt blue shield, so he's 20.
Of course he goes for the fucking finish.
Me and Echo.
There you go.
Salvaged our teammate's banner.
He can be a
30
tater
seconds and we're almost to the ring, Echo.
That was better tracking. Finally, I hit shots. Look at that 8 damage. I told you it was 1 tap. I'm very precise on my callouts. Numbers are my forte. Yeah, that
You're
tracking
an
felt a lot better.
engineer. So.
I
Ring's
was.
close by.
I like
10
to say
seconds.
was just because I don't do any engineering these days. Except I engineer these lobbies.
Echo's picked a sweet angle. Moving.
Why did I get a
miss it.
slow from that?
Progress.
I do miss it though, I'm not even gonna lie. I miss it really bad.
Were you not able to apply it, or did you need school for it, and that's why you're not doing it now? Because that sounds like something that would have made a ton of money.
And
Alternator.
because I'm injured,
Extended sniper
not a lot of places let hire me. I applied at a couple places. One, I did, let's just say the company itself was bad. Like I let that around me, and then Nitschko and stuff. That was the first weekend. I got
Recharging
20
shield.
volts.
Let's make this care package.
Off the mic. I'm spotted.
This guy.
Got 20 volts
Tango
matter.
down.
I'll make this
Recharging
count.
shields.
Spotted.
Whole squad.
I just was going in for the punch.
I like what I see. Pop in the chimney.
Using a phoenix.
Popping a phoenix.
On us.
No, I should have charged it before I went through the building. They're on their shit.
Off the mic. Spotted.
I dodged half her bullets there too. Excuse me, Lifeline. I think you cheating there, honey. Because how'd you know exactly where I was?
Contact.
I'm watching this.
It's pretty terrible.
What are these shots, bro? Her bullets are so weird. They're terrible. How did at least they got whooped by real masters.
Yeah, they got dogged on there, but I love how I sat here, I flicked onto the guy that you were fighting, I beamed him for 86, I flicked to the guy I was fighting and hit him for 30.
That's actually funny.
I'm like, what is this nonsense?
Alright, so you're gonna go play ranked right now?
I'm gonna take a break first, but yeah, I will be on ranked and probably about 30 minutes.
Bet. Alright, so did you enjoy yourself? Do you see what the hype about why people should sign up for coaching?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's not TikTok tips. I'm not a TikTok tip person. I'm an actual coach.
Yeah. You and Coach Neil, or who used to be Apex University,
Nice.
are like really good and very similar.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
The one thing I like that you do is you jump into the game and you watch in the game and then you discuss after the game, whereas as you record and then he spends a day reviewing your gameplay and then talks to you about it.
I mean, sometimes people need that extra time to really look it over more than once, and yeah, that's awesome. I mean, more time the better. I just have a good adaptability. I appreciate that compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adaptability and fast. I mean, that's kind of what the Navy. Could you imagine if I wasn't adaptable and fast? Oh my god, the ship would have blown up so many different times.